Nelson and Bob Murphy from the Polo grounds. The first game in, a real exciting 2-1 victory for the New York Mets. And the Mets now have won their first game of the year from the Pittsburgh Pirates, and of course the first game of this doubleheader. Last year, the Pirates won 16 of the 18 games played. They won 3 straight over at Pittsburgh, and they have played so far 3 here. So in 24 games, the Mets now have won this third game against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have proven to be very difficult against the New York boys. In the first game, the winning pitcher was Larry Bernard in relief of Roger Craig, who did a real good job. And the losing pitcher was Elroy Faith. In this second game, it's going to be right-hander Al McBean with a record of 5-1 going for Pittsburgh against Tracy Stallard for the New York Mets. Tracy making his first start as a Met. His last start came in Yankee Stadium against the New York Yankees, and that was the day that Roger Maris hit his 61st home run. In that game, Tracy pitched fine ball. The score was 1-0. Here are the starting lineups for this second game. For the New York Mets, Jimmy Piersall will lead off and play center field. Batting second at first base, Tim Harkness. Third batter will be Ron Hunt. He's at second base. Batting fourth, playing left field, Duke Snider. Batting fifth in right field, Ed Kranepool. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, Chico Fernandez. Batting seventh and catching, Choo-Choo Coleman. Batting eighth and playing second base, make at third base, Charlie Neal. Charlie Neal at third base. Batting ninth, the pitcher, Tracy Stallard. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, manager Danny Murtaugh going with the identical lineup he used in the first game with the exception of the pitcher. Dick Schofield will lead off. He'll be playing shortstop. Batting second in center field, Bill Virdon. Batting third, playing right field, Willie Stargell. Batting fourth at second base, Bill Mazeroski. Batting fifth, playing in left field, Jerry Lynch. Batting sixth and catching, Smoky Burgess. The seventh man will be the first baseman, Donn Clendenon. Batting eighth and playing third base, Bob Bailey. And the pitcher, Al McBean. McBean will bat in the ninth position. You know, it certainly has been beautiful weather for baseball here the last couple of days, and just points out the fact even more that the New York area has just about everything. It's the most wonderful place in the world. Yes, you name it, and New York has got it. Parks, beaches, baseball, football, golf, lakes, amusement. People in New York have a lot to choose from, and that goes for beer, too. There are quite a few brands of beer in the market, and I think it's really something that of all the brands of beer available, New Yorkers have made Rheingold Extra Dry their favorite. That's quite a tribute to the quality of Rheingold. Rheingold is brewed of the choicest ingredients, brewed the long, slow, costly way, the extra dry way. And extra dry tells you why Rheingold is so wonderful, so much more refreshing. It's beer as beer should taste. Brisk and bright and clean, clear through. Why not enjoy the extra refreshment of Rheingold Extra Dry beer? Join all the millions who say, my beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. Well, the Mets will conclude the series with the Pittsburgh Pirates here with their second game. Monday they'll play the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. And if you have a major arrangement to take in that game, it should be a real Lulu. Down this spring in Florida, when the Yankees and Mets got together, it was all-out baseball. And manager Ralph Houk of the Yankees has promised to start his starting lineup with Marshall Bridges on the mound for the Yankees. Also going for the Mets, their starting lineup, and right now, Casey Stengel has not yet made up his mind as to who will pitch that game. That game will be on radio, but we suggest you come on out and see the first of a long series, a game for a worthy cause. It's for the development of satellite baseball in the New York area for the young children around the area, so you'll be doing yourself a favor, and also some children in the New York area a real large favor to be taking this ball game. Tickets are on sale, and plenty of tickets are now available. Incidentally, so far on the advance sale, it's been more Yankee fans buying tickets to the game than Mets fans, which is sort of surprising. So come on out and join us at Yankee Stadium tomorrow night when the Mets take on the Yankees in the first of a long series. After the Monday night game, Milwaukee will come into town for a 2-game series. They'll be playing Tuesday night on June 4th and Wednesday afternoon, June 5th. their day off in the 6th. St. Louis comes in for a 4-game series, and then Cincinnati comes in for 2 to close out the 15-game homestand. So that's the story for baseball coming your way from the Polo Grounds on this current homestand. There goes the Mets out in the field. Other scores in the National League: Houston won, Milwaukee won after 9 innings of play. Bob Bruce and Denny LeMaster, the 2 starting pitchers, still in. 1 home run. Warwick in the second with no one on for the Colt 45. Philadelphia in the first game won over Chicago 5-2. McLeish, the winning pitcher. Williams, Lemon, and Matthews home run. They're playing the second game under protest, and they trail by a score of 3-2 after 6. It's Barney Schultz in for Chicago now in place of Kuntz. Art Mahaffey still in for Philadelphia. San Francisco Giants behind 3 home runs by Willie Mays defeated St. Louis 6-4. And the Giants increased their lead in the National League race by that win. They now lead by 2 full games. Winning pitcher was Warren Marshall, his 8th win of the year. He has lost 3. He went all the way. The losing pitcher, the starter for St. Louis, Ernie Broglio. Also a home run in that game for Orlando Cepeda. Cincinnati 5, the Los Angeles Dodgers 2. Jim O'Toole was the winning pitcher. Jim now with 9 wins and 3 losses. The losing pitcher in the game was Johnny Padres. No home runs by either side. In the American League, the Yankees were shut out by Jack Kralak. A 2-hitter for him, the winning pitcher. The losing pitcher was Stafford. Home runs by Adcock and Jose Askew. In the second game, it's Cleveland 2, New York nothing after 4. Williams and McDowell. At Kansas City, Washington 2, Kansas City 1 at the end of 5 innings. At Boston in the first of 2, it's the Chicago White Sox 9, the Boston Red Sox 10. They have taken over the lead 10-9 after 8 innings of play. Pitching for Boston, Reddit, now in for Chicago, Brosnan. Also in the American League, Detroit defeated Minnesota 7-6. The winning pitcher, Fox. Home runs by Allison, Kaline, Killebrew, and Calavito. Baltimore at Los Angeles, and they lead 1-0 after 2.5. Roberts against Dean Jant. A home run by Pearson giving the Angels a lead. Right now, we're all set to go here at the Polo Grounds. The first pitch by Tracy Stallard. And it's a fastball, a swing, a foul tip caught by Choo-Choo Coleman. So Tracy Stallard making his first start as a New York Met picks up a strike in his very first pitch. Stallard 0-3 this year, lifetime 2-10 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is 0-1. Big right-hander into the windup, and the pitch back to the plate. A swing and a miss for strike 2. Right now, real tough to see at the plate. Outfield very glary. A shadow running across between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Schofield batting .233. No home runs and 10 runs batted in. No hits in the first game. He was 0 for 4. Dick is a switch hitter. Looking for the signs. Here's the pitch now. And he misses high. A fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For the Mets, Tim Harkness at first base. At second base, Ron Hunt. At shortstop, it's Chico Fernandez. At third base, Charlie Neal. In the outfield, Duke Snider, Jim Piersall, and Ed Kranepool. Behind the plate, Choo-Choo Coleman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The first batter to bat in the second game. And a curve is low inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schofield, it'll be Bill Virdon and Willie Stargell. Schofield chokes up on the bat about 4 inches, holds the bat high. Here's a 2-2 pitch, a foul ball, out of play, and the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tracy Stallard on the mound. 25 years of age, 6'5", 205 pounds. He lives in Harold, Virginia. He was born there, originally signed by the Boston Red Sox. He was acquired by the Mets along with Pumpsy Green in a trade that sent Felix Mantilla to the Sox. Now again at 2-2. And And he's high with a fastball for a full count now at 3-2. The count 3-2. Dick Schofield leading off here in the second ball game. First game won by the New York Mets and Kennedy 2-1. That game a real wild one. Here's 3-2, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Fastball right through there, and Schofield goes down as the first out of the game. That'll bring up Bill Virdon. Well, in case you were listening to the first game, we finally found out what actually happened on the ball hit to left field that the winning run scored on for the Mets. It was hit to left center field. Jerry Lynch was in left field. He got a late start, came charging on. Bill Virdon from center came over thinking that Lynch could not get to the ball. He got his glove on the ball, Bill Virdon, and then Lynch hit him at the same time. An error was given to Jerry Lynch, the left fielder, for knocking the ball out of Bill Virdon's glove. Scoring on the play from second base was Neal. That gave the Mets a 2-1 win. Here's the first pitch to Virdon, the curve over for strike 1. Really couldn't tell who had what on the ball at any time because they all arrived together. Neither outfielder knowing that the other was there. Oh, they hit hard, but both in the ball game here in the second game. Here's the pitch back to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Virdon batting .234, 1 home run, 11 runs batted in. Left-hand batter, the 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Choo-Choo Coleman in foul territory calling for the ball. And he makes the catch. So Tracy Stallard has disposed of his first 2 men as a starting pitcher for the Mets, and now he'll work to Willie Stargell. Stargell, left-hand batter, hitting .286. Home runs, 12 runs batted in. Stargell with 1 hit in the first game. That was a hit to deep second base. He beat it out. And he checks on a fastball that's high for ball 1. Tracy Stallard throws hard. He has a good fastball. He has good size, good motion, and he throws a good curve, but has trouble getting the curve over. Now at 1-0. There's the fastball. It's swung on. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bright sunlight in the outfield, the only part of the playing field in shadow. Home plate area. Now at 1-1, Stallard comes back to the plate high at the fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Far right field corner down to the right center field area, also in shadow. Stallard back to the plate. And the curveball has popped up the shallow left field, the sun field. Duke Snider coming in, glasses down. And he makes the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 for Tracy Stallard in the top half of the first, and the score of the Pirates, nothing. The New York Mets coming to bat. You know, this is the time of year when everybody is trying to guess who will win the National League flag. And the way things are going, it's pretty hard to tell. At this point, the San Francisco Giants, by defeating St. Louis today, have a 2-game lead. St. Louis in second place. They trail by 2, of course, and then Los Angeles, the Dodgers in third. They're 3.5 back. Seems like nobody ever agrees who will win. People pick different teams for different reasons. But when it comes to selecting New York's favorite beers, well, millions agree. It's Rheingold Extra Dry. And the reason? Because Rheingold has a flavor all its own. And dry tells you why. 2 little words, extra dry, tell you that Rheingold is brewed the long, slow, costlier way for a flavor and taste that's crisp and bright and clean clear through. Brewed extra dry to be extra refreshing. So why don't you stock in a supply of refreshing Rheingold and enjoy a glass along with the game. Soon you'll find yourself joining the millions who say, my beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. And while we wait for Jimmy Piersall to come up for the Mets to lead off here in the bottom half of the first, we'll use the opportunity to pause for station identification.
This is WGY Schenectady, where you can hear all the games of the New York Mets. For baseball, the best in music, reliable news reporting, stay tuned to WGY.
Bob Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy from the Polo Grounds. The final game of this four-game series. The Pirates won the first two. The Mets won the first of the doubleheader. They won it 2-1 in 10 innings. Now they're starting to work on the second. Pittsburgh out 1-2-3 in the top of the first. And now it's the Mets' turn. It'll be Jimmy Piersall, Tim Harkness, and Ron Hunt against the right-hander Al McBean. McBean with 5 wins and 1 loss, and his first pitch is outside, ball 1. Alvin O'Neill McBean. He's from the Virgin Islands, and the pitch back is on for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year, a 15-10 year for Pittsburgh. There's the swing by Piersall. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jimmy batting 152. He's been in quite a slump. He's hit the ball well throughout the slump, getting no luck at all. Now McBean back to the plate, and he just misses. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. First game for Piersall saw him go 0 for 4. He hit the ball very well twice. He now is 0 for 21. And he takes low for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jimmy's sacrifice set up a chance for the winning run to score from second base in the 10th inning. There's a check in the swing. The ball fouled out of play. So the count will stay at 3-2. Al McBean, 5-1 this year, 23-13 lifetime in the major leagues, 2-0 against the Mets. There is ball 4. Pitch almost hit Piersall. He had to go down. So the Mets get their first base runner. First one in this game, and it brings up Tim Harkness. Harkness, left-hand batter. And a throw to first base finds Piersall back. Tim had 1 hit and 4 times up in the first game. He is batting .248. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. In his only other try against the Mets this year, worked 2/3 of an inning and walked 4 men. Pitch back to the plate, a called strike. 0-2 now. Game was won by Pittsburgh by a score of 5-2. McBean did not get credit for it. Now the 2-strike pitch fouled in the dirt. So the count will stay at 0-2. He gave up 1 run, allowed no hits, but walked 4 people, struck out none. So he was wild, as you can well see, in his only try against the Mets this year. The right-hander comes back to Harkness, and the foul ball goes down the left field side of the play. McBean defeated Cincinnati on April 14th, 1-0. He went 9 innings, gave up 10 hits. Walked 1, struck out 5. He lost to Cincinnati on April 21st when he worked 2 in the 3rd inning. Then he pitched against the New York Mets and got not involved in the decision. There's a swing and again a foul ball, so the count stays at 0-2. He beat L.A. 13-2. He beat St. Louis 4-3. And he beat Houston 6-5 and Milwaukee 5-2. Last 2 in relief. His only loss to Cincinnati. There again is a foul ball. So Tim Harkness keeps McBean working on the mound. Count holding at 0-2. McBean got his start in baseball rather strangely. He was a photographer working for a St. Thomas paper. It was called the St. Thomas Home Journal, and he was assigned to take pictures of the Pirates tryout camp. There's a bouncing ball at second, a chance for 2. Mazeroski to second base in time, to first base in time, a double play. So Jimmy Piersall, who walked, is erased, and now McBean has 2 outs, and he'll pitch to Ron Hunt. 4-6-3 double play. Ron batting .253. 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in. We'll check that because I believe he's batting higher than that. Going on with the story about McBean, he was a photographer trying to take pictures of the Pirates. After he did his job, they asked him to work out. He did and got signed up as a ball player. First pitch to Hunt. Inside, ball 1. Hunt at .273. On deck batter, Duke Snider. Bottom half of the first, no score. McBean outside, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. It was Ron Hunt who hit that fly ball to left center field that was dropped by Virdon when Lynch ran into him that allowed the Mets to win the first game 2-1 in the 10th inning. Foul ball going out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. McBean back to the plate at 2-1. And he's inside with a fastball for 3 balls and 1 strike. McBean is 25 years of age, 5'11" and 1/2 inches. Weighs 165 pounds. And there's ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. 1 erased by the double play, and the Mets bring up Duke Snider. .218, and it was his 9th home run of the season that kept the ball game going for the Mets. Duke's home run in the 4th inning gave the Mets their first run. They picked up their 2nd in the 10th. Pirates tied the game in the top of the 9th off Roger Gray. Hard ground ball to second. Mazeroski goes the easy way to the shortstop, covering the second base for the 4th out, and that does it. In the inning for the Mets, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 walks, a double play, and 1 man left on. And the score 2-1. The Pirates nothing, the New York Mets nothing. Well, the Pirates move on to other places after this doubleheader. The Mets will play the Yankees Monday night, and then they'll take up under official National League action on Tuesday night. Playing the Boston Braves now move to Milwaukee. Milwaukee coming in for a night game on Tuesday night, June the 4th, and an afternoon game on Wednesday, June the 5th. I guess you'd have to say the greatest moment for the Mets fans was when the New York players swept a 4-game series from the Milwaukee Braves. Milwaukee had come into town with a 7-game winning streak. The Mets knocked them off 4 straight to rack up their longest winning streak in their history. Later on, they won 5 to erase that streak. So you'll be seeing Eddie Matthews, Hank Aaron, who's leading the major leagues in home runs. Hank is having quite a season. He has 16 home runs. And he'll be in here along with Brooklyn's Joe Torre, Warren Spahn, Frank Bowling, and others. Tickets tickets for these games and all other games available at three convenient locations downtown at Pennsylvania Station and Grand Central Station, out here at the Polo Grounds at the advanced reservation window. So if you have major plans, why don't you join us out here at the Polo Grounds for Tuesday night and Wednesday afternoon. The Milwaukee Braves and the New York Mets. Top of the second now, no score, and Bill Mazeroski leads off. Tracy Stallard with a fine fastball, strike one, a swing and a miss. Maz at 287, 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in. And he takes high. 1 ball, 1 strike. The way that Mazeroski went at that pitch, you can tell that he's having trouble finding the ball. It's real glary in center field, and this time of day, it's the pitcher's way all the way. Tracy back, a check and a swing. It's fouled out of play, and the count stays now to 1-2. In his first start for the Mets, worked the first inning 1-2-3. He struck out Dick Schofield. Bill Virdon was out on a foul ball. Willie Stargell was out on a fly ball to left field. And there's a strike call in the outside corner. Fastball for strikeout number 2 for Tracy Stallard. 1 out here in the top of the second. No score, and the batter is Jerry Lynch. Batting .232, 5 home runs, 13 runs batted in. He bats from the left-hand side, and he's all right. He was in quite a collision with Bill Virdon, but he's okay. Hard swing, strike 1. Jerry was 0 for 4 in the first game. He's had 2 home runs in the series, one of them winning a 2-0 game for Don Swall. Pirates won the first game 2-0, and Swall pitched a fine shutout. They won the second 10-1 on a 2-hitter by Bob Friend. There's a curveball over, strike call, strike 2. Then the Mets won 2-1 in 10 innings with Larry Bernard getting the win. Roger Craig pitched 8 1/3 innings of that 2-1 game, gave up only 1 run, and he received no credit or discredit for it. Actually, on the record, it was a 7 strikeout performance with 1 walk. Now 2 strikes. The fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. So Stallard with 3 strikeouts against his first 5 men. 2 in a row, and he'll work to Smoky Burgess. Smoky drove in the only run of the game for the Pirates in the first game. He singled to center field to score Mazeroski from third base. Batting at .282. He also had a double to go along, so he has raised his average so far here today. He has 3 home runs, and there's a drive to right. Back is Kranepool. He is by the wall, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So it's 1-2-3 for the second time in a row for Tracy Stallard. And the score after 1.5 innings of play, the Pirates nothing, the New York Mets nothing. And now for a change of pace, a musical medley.
New York first choice is Ranul extra dry beer. It's clean and light and crisp and bright and clearly extra dry. You too will find the next time that you buy beer, it's sparkling brew, no one for you, one taste will tell you why. Ranul brew. Beer to taste because it's extra dry.
Crisp, bright, and clean, clear through. Yes, that's the way beer should taste. The way Rheingold Extra Dry tastes. Brewed of the choicest ingredients the long, slow way, Rheingold is the largest selling beer in town. Try it.
Dry beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. Think of Rheingold whenever you buy beer. It's not bitter, it's not sweet, it's a dry flavored treat. Won't you
Looked like you were doing an interview with Grossman down there. Bottom half of the second inning. The score, 0-0, and the Mets coming up. Ed Kranepool will lead off. He'll be followed by Chico Fernandez and Choo-Choo Coleman. Kranepool 2 for 2 in the first game. He got in the game by accident because Frank Thomas was playing in left field. Frank was ejected by umpire Frank Waltz for arguing on a call, third strike in the fourth inning. And when he was sent to the showers, Ed got back in the game. And he came through with 2 big hits. There's a bunt attempt in the first pitch by Al McBean. It's foul for strike 1. Strike count, no score, no one out, bottom half of the second inning. Here's McBean back, and it's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. McBean throws with no windup at all. He sets the ball right at his belt buckle. Takes the sign there, turns and throws. Swing and a miss for strike 2. One purpose for this is usually to cut down on wildness, but McBean has been troubled by being wild in his early part of his career. And there's the pitch back that's inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kranepool at 255 with his 2 for 2. 33 hits and 146 times to bat. 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. There's a foul ball down toward Cookie Lavaghetto. He fields it, throws it on in. The 255 that Ed has on his batting average, it's been compiled the hard way. He's had to play against left-hand pitching. The 255 that Ed has on his batting average, it's been compiled the hard way. He's had to play against left-hand pitching. He fields it, throws it on in. Or the 255 that Ed has on his batting average, it's been compiled the hard way. He's had to play against left-hand pitching. Such as Sandy Koufax, Jim O'Toole. He was playing all the way in the road trip. Here's the pitch back. It's inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now, Smoky Burgess in a discussion, little day-to-day with umpire Ken Burkhardt. Smoky complained on the last 2 pitches. There's a drive to center field, but they will hang up. Bill Virdon moves in and makes the catch. The ball will hit. Hit too well, in fact, and Virdon got to it. And with 1 out, Chico Fernandez comes up. Chico, a perfect day in the first game of the doubleheader. He had 3 hits and also walked. And he is batting 255. The first pitch to Chico, right-hand batter, is low. A swing and a miss for strike 1. Chico singles to center field his first time up against Vernon Law. Walked his second. Singled to left his third time up against Law. And then singled against Elroy Face to left field. Pitch back, a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. I have a correction on Kranepool's batting average. He's batting 224 now. There's a strike through. 1 strike, 2 balls. No score. 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning. 1-2 as McBean comes back to Fernandez, and he strikes him out. Curveball on the outside part of the plate. Fernandez swinging, and that strikeout, the first one in the game for McBean. Homer now stepping in the batter's box. Choo-Choo at 170, 1 for 5. He was robbed of being the hero in the first game when he lined into a double play with the winning run on at third base in the ninth inning. Donn Clendenon at first base making a good play to get him out. First pitch fouled down in the dirt, strike one. No score, no base hit. 2 men out, bottom half of the second. Fine pitching duel in the first game. Another one starting to unfold right here at the Polo Grounds in the second. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets have had 3 good pitching performances in the series against Pittsburgh. Bouncing ball hits foul. 1-2 now to Coleman. In the first game, which saw Don Swall win at 2-0, Carl Willie pitched 4-hit ball for 7 innings. He was a losing pitcher. And then Roger Craig pitched fine ball in the first game of this doubleheader. Gave up only 1 run in 8 1/3 innings. Here's the pitch back to the plate. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. The pitch high and outside. Also, Larry Bernard in relief of Craig, pitching outstanding ball. Outside again high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bernard came in relief of Roger Craig and picked up the win in the first game, and he worked a total of 2 1/3 innings. Allowed no runs and no hits. There's a ground ball that goes through the hole on the 3-2 pitch in the right field. Coleman rounds and holds there, and the Mets now have a base runner with 2 men out. Into the game, and now Charlie Neal comes up. Charlie wearing the bright glasses that help give you some vision in the shadows at home plate. Quite a few of the Mets have taken to wearing them in the second game of the doubleheader. Charlie batting .229, 1 home run, 11 runs batted in. A lob throw to first, Coleman back. A hard throw to first, but Coleman beats the tag. No score, bottom half of the second, 2 men out. Coleman at first base, the first man to reach for the Mets. There's a swing and a foul back on the screen, and strike 1. Coleman, the pitch swung on and missed. The throw to second base, not in time. A stolen base for Choo-Choo Coleman. For Choo-Choo, his second stolen base this year, and he beat that one by a large margin. So the Mets have a runner at second with 2 out. The count 0-2 to Charlie Neal. Curveball low on the count, 1-2 now. Now McBean in the stretch and back to Neal. There's a curve swung on a miss, held on to actually a foul tip into the glove of Smoky Burgess and advertised aside. Second strikeout for Al McBean, and for the Mets in the inning, no runs on 1 hit. No errors, a stolen base, and a man left at second base. And the score at the end of 2 innings of play, the Pirates nothing, the New York Mets nothing. Ball undoubtedly you've heard the new official song of the New York Mets entitled Meet the Mets. You've been listening to our broadcast and telecast. Well, you just have to have heard it because it's played before each game as well as before all Mets home games. This catchy tune is available in 45 RPM recordings with a vocal on one side and an instrumental on the other. To obtain your copy of the record Meet the Mets, send $1 to Mets Official Song, Polo Grounds, New York, 39, New York. That's Mets Official Song, Polo Grounds, New York, 39, New York. And while we wait for Tracy Stallard to start the third, let's take time out here for station identification.
You're tuned to WGY Schenectady, your New York Mets station. The time, 30 seconds before 6 o'clock, the temperature, 82 degrees.
Nelson and Bob Murphy from the Polo Grounds. No score in the second game. We're in the top of the third. First game won by the Mets 2-1. In the National League, in 12 innings, the game going now to the 13th inning. It's Houston 1, Milwaukee 1. Woody check now in place of Bob Bruce, the starting pitcher for the Colt 45. Kenny LeMaster is still in for the Milwaukee Braves. Philadelphia beat Chicago 5-2 in the first game. In the second game, Chicago leads 3-2 after 8.5 innings of play. Schultz and Mahaffey. That game played under protest by Philadelphia. San Francisco 6-4 over St. Louis. They increased their league lead now to 2 games. 3 home runs in that game by Willie Mays as Juan Marichal went all the way, his 8th win of the year. Right here, though, it's Donn Clendenon, and the first pitch by Tracy Stallard is outside, ball 1. Here's the final on that Chicago game. The Cubs won it to split the doubleheader 3-2. The winning pitcher was Schultz in relief. Philadelphia winning the first 5-2. Cubs the second 3-2. Stallard back with a fastball to Clendenon. It's high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Cincinnati defeated the Dodgers 5-2. The winning pitcher was O'Toole, his 9th win of the year. Losing pitcher Padres, no home runs in that game. Stallard with a fastball, and he picks up a strike on a foul ball. So the Cat 2 balls and 1 strike. In the American League, Cleveland shut out New York 5-0 in the first game. A 2-hitter for Jack Fralick. In the second game, it's Cleveland 4, New York 2 after 5.5. Hamilton now pitching in place of Williams. In for Cleveland, McDowell. He was the starting pitcher. Kansas City 4, Washington 3 after 6. Klein and Segui. Boston defeated Chicago 11-9 in the first game. In the second game, it's Wood and Pizarro. That game just getting underway. Now at 2-1 to Donn Clendenon. He looks, it's called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. At Minnesota, Detroit 7, the Twins 6. The winning pitcher Fox in relief. And Baltimore at Los Angeles. The Angels out in front 5-1 after 4.5. McCormick in for Baltimore in place of Roberts. Gene Chance going all the way for the Angels. Now at 2-2. Foul ball going off to the right side. So Tracy Stallard keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clendenon batting .288. 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. He's been tough in this series. 6 hits and 13 trips to the plate. 4 for 5 Saturday against the Mets. 1 for 4 in the first game. Stallard again now at 2-2. A curveball. He struck him out. A hard swing. And that strikeout number 4 for Tracy Stallard. And pitching now to 7 men. Stallard has struck out 4. The other 3 were retired on fly balls. That'll bring up Bob Bailey. Bob batting .234, right-hand batter with 5 home runs and 16 runs batted in. No score in this game. 1 out in the top of the third. There's a foul back in the screen on a fastball up around the shoulders. Strike 1. with 1 hit and 4 trips to the plate in the first game, won by the Mets 2-1. Stallard back to work, and a change of speed is on there. Strike 2 call, right on the outside corner. Been a long time between starts for Tracy Stallard in the major leagues. His last start came against the Yankees, and that was a game that Roger Maris hit a home run. Sort of a very memorial home run for Roger, his 61st. 2-strike pitch high. No score in this game, 1 out in the top of the third. There's a foul back in the screen on a fastball up around the shoulders. Strike 1. Bailey with 1 hit and 4 trips to the plate in the first game, won by the Mets 2-1. Stallard back to work, and a change of speed is on there. Strike 2 call, right on the outside corner. Been a long time. It's called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. At Minnesota, Detroit 7, the Twins 6, the winning pitcher Fox in relief. And Baltimore at Los Angeles, the Angels out in front 5-1 after 4.5. McCormick in for Baltimore in place of Roberts. Dean Chance going all the way for the Angels. Now a 2-2. Foul ball going off to the right side. Tracy Stallard keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clendenon batting .288. 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. He's been tough in this series. Boston defeated Chicago 11-9 in the first game. In the second game, it's Wood and Pizarro. That game just getting underway. Now a 2-1 to Donn Clendenon. He looks, it's called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. At Minnesota, Detroit 7, the Twins 6, the winning pitcher Fox in relief. And Baltimore at Los Angeles, the Angels out in front 5-1 after 4.5. McCormick in for Baltimore in place of Roberts. Dean Chance going all the way for the Angels. Now a 2-2. Foul ball going off to the right side. So Tracy Stallard keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clendenon batting .288. 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. He's been tough in this series. 6 hits and 13 trips to the plate. 4 for 5 Saturday against the Mets. 1 for 4 in the first game. Stallard again now at 2-2. A curveball, he struck him out. A hard swing. And that strikeout number 4 for Tracy Stallard. And pitching now to 7 men, Stallard has struck out 4. The other 3 were retired on fly balls. That'll bring up Bob Bailey. Bob batting .234, right-hand batter with 5 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Score in this game, 1 out in the top of the third. There's a foul back in the screen on a fastball up around the shoulders. Strike 1. Bailey with 1 hit and 4 trips to the plate in the first game, won by the Mets 2-1. Stallard back to work. And a change of speeds is on there. Strike 2 call, right on the outside corner. Been a long time between starts for Tracy Stallard in the major leagues. His last start came against the Yankees, and that was a game that Roger Maris hit a home run. Sort of a very memorial home run for Roger, his 61st. 2-strike pitch high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stallard's had a very unusual record in the major leagues. He went 37 times to the mound before he picked up either a victory or a loss. So far this year, he is 0-3, all in relief. Now working his first game as a start. Curveball is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Last year, he pitched 1 inning for Boston, allowed no runs and no hits, and was not involved in the decision. He also was at Seattle, pitched in 38 games, and was 7-6. Back, a foul ball again. Stallard appears to be very fast, and of course he's helped right now by the toughness in seams at the plate. Shadow has moved beyond the mound, which helps the batter a little bit. Pitcher is pitching in complete shadow, but still a bright, glary background. Balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the third, no score. And Stallard with a curveball strikes him out. 2 in a row, number 5 in the ball game, and Stallard now has struck out 5 of the first 8 men that he has pitched to. And he'll work to the pitcher, Al McBean. McBean is 2 for 15, a 133 average. He bats from the right-hand side. Tracy struck out Dick Schofield in the first inning. Bill Mazeroski and Jerry Lynch in the second. Has now picked up his first 2 men here in the third, Donn Clendenon and Bob Bailey. First pitch to McBean, a curve high for ball 1. 3 of the strikeouts have been swinging. The other 2 were looked at. Back in 1-0, and he picks up a strike with a fastball on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a strike called, another fastball. This one on the outside corner, about waist high. So Tracy only 1 strike away from a strikeout inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stallard taking on the first sign. Choo-Choo Coleman sending the signs out. And now the windup for the 1-2 pitch. Curveball hit sharply to the shortstop, knocked down by Fernandez. The throw to first base is in time. That ball hit hard to short. Chico Fernandez got in front of it, blocked it, kept it in front of him. He picked it up and got his man by half a step. So a 1-2-3 inning, and Tracy Stallard has pitched to 9 men and retired them all. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings of play, the Pirates nothing, the New York Mets nothing. Say, here's one of my favorite Rheingold riddles. Matter of fact, it's a double one. You ready? Batter hits a long drive fair. The outfielder, standing in fair territory, jumps. The ball brushes off his glove and goes into the stands fair. What is it? A home run? I thought you knew that one, but is this the same situation? The batter hits a long drive fair. The outfielder, again standing in fair territory, jumps. The ball brushes off his glove and goes in the stands foul. Is that also a home run? Think about that one. Well, the rule says that it's a 2-base hit. Now to go from one of my favorite riddles to my favorite beer, Rheingold Extra Dry. Why is Rheingold my favorite beer? Because I'm just like you. I've tried the others, but Rheingold has a flavor that's bright and brisk and clean clear through. I find Rheingold is a beer that's easy to. I'm sure you will too. So why not join me in a tall, cool glass, refreshing glass of Rheingold? 2 of the third. No score in the game. The Mets have the only base hit. And leading off here for the Mets is Tracy Stallard. And he swings hard at the first pitch, strike one. Only base hit off Al McBean came off the bat of Choo-Choo Coleman. McBean back to the plate, and it's low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Stallard is 0 for 1. This is his second time at bat this year. He's been used in relief, and of course, usually in the late innings. Now the right-hander with another strike, this time a swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch, an overhand curveball that misses down too low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Well, a big day for Willie Mays. Giants winning 6-4, and Willie Mays hitting 3 home runs. Pitch low again. Now it's a full count to Tracy Stallard. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 home runs, accounting for 4 runs. The other run came in on a home run by Cepeda. The 5th run. They won it 6-4. Marichal all the way for his 8th win. There's a hard ground ball, a 3-2 pitch down to short. The ball comes up, but Dick Schofield came up with it. He fielded the ball perfectly and threw on over to first base. So after going 3-2 to the pitcher, McBean has his first out here in the third, and the batter will be Jimmy Piersall. Jimmy walked his first time up. He's batting 152, 0 for 1. Bouncing ball on the first pitch to second base. Mazeroski comes it, and he throws out number 2. So 2 ground balls for 2 outs, and the batter will be Tim Harkness. Tim hit into a double play his first time up. Batting at 245. So score, bottom half, 2 men out. The ball bounced high off of the glove of the pitcher, McBean. He plays with it for about 2 minutes, it seemed like. And he picked it up and threw out his man. A fine play by McBean on a real high bouncing ball back to the mound. So it's a 1-2 inning, 3 inning for McBean. And the score at the end of 3 innings of play. The Pirates nothing, the New York Mets nothing. Well, in case you missed it, the New York Mets will be playing in the American League tomorrow night. Now they haven't been transferred. It's just that there's a real good occasion for it. The Mets are going to be playing the Yankees in a game for the benefit of Sandlot Baseball in New York City. That game will start at 8 p.m., and there are still plenty of tickets available for you fans to get behind and support baseball and also to entertain yourself in Yankee Stadium. The game will be on radio, including the network, at 7:55. And don't forget, when you come on out, if you're going to the game, that the Polo Grounds parking lots will be open. Tickets for the game are available at the ticket locations around the city, downtown at Pennsylvania Station and Grand Central Station. Also right out here at the Polo Grounds at the advanced reservation window. That's the Yankees and the Mets at 7:45 radio time, game time at 8 o'clock in Yankee Stadium. Now we're moving to the top of the 4th inning. Another pitching duel unfolding right before you. And here to bring you the pitches and play-by-play is Lindsey Nelson. All right, Ralph Kiner. It'll be the top of the batting order up for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Dick Schofield. He's been up one time, and he struck out swinging. Tracy Stallard on the mound for the New York Mets. The Mets won the first game of today's doubleheader by a score of 2-1 in 10 innings.
Neal is a switch hitter, batting left. Stallard working on the baseball for the moment. Now looks in to get his sign from Choo-Choo Coleman. Here's the pitch, and it's inside for ball one. Top half of the fourth inning, no score in the game. Through 3 innings, the Mets have no runs on 1 hit and no errors. The Pirates no runs on no hits and no errors. Charlie Neal in on the edge of the grass at third base. Now Stallard set to work, and it's low for a ball. 2-0 to Dick Schofield. He has a batting average up to the minute of 232. Stallard working slowly, deliberately, as he usually does. Pitch is fired low. 3 balls, no strike. Stallard has fallen far behind on Dick Schofield, standing straight up at the plate. Now here is the 3-0 offering, fired right in there for a call, strike 1. 3-1, nobody on, nobody out. Coleman walks several feet out in front of the plate before returning the ball to Tracy Stallard. Bill Virdon is waiting around on deck for the Pirates. The victory by the Mets over the Pittsburgh Pirates in the first game today was the first win this season for the Mets over Pittsburgh. The Pirates had taken 4 in Pittsburgh and 2 here previously. 3-1 pitch in there for a call, strike 2. Schofield had a notion, didn't go. The official paid attendance here this afternoon, 18,844. The total in the ballpark, 19,387. We'll have a payoff pitch here from Tracy Stallard to Dick Schofield. And it's on the way. Swung on, it's a ground ball to first. Taken deep by Harkness. He placed the Stallard covering in time, and he's out. Nobody on base, and Bill Virdon coming up now. Left-hand batter, been up 1 time, fouled out to the catcher. Virdon's batting average is 233. The Pirates nothing and the Mets nothing, and today's doubleheader concludes the current series between these two teams. Will be across the river at Yankee Stadium tomorrow night, and the Milwaukee Braves will be in here on Tuesday night. Stallard pitches in there for a foul strike to Bill Virdon. Neal staying in on the edge of the grass against the left-hand batter. Stallard starts the motion. He checked it, did not take it through, and it's low. 1-1 now to Bill Virdon. Virdon began his professional baseball career with the New York Yankee organization. Went to the St. Louis Cardinals in the deal that saw Enos Slaughter come to the Yankees. Later was traded to the Pirates in exchange for Bobby Del Greco. Pitch is swung on and missed. It's 1-2. Virdon was Rookie of the Year in the National League, his first year with the St. Louis Cardinals. Swings about as he waits here. He wears glasses. 1-2 pitch, swung on and has a high fly ball to center field. Piersall has called. He's underneath with the glasses down, and he makes the catch. 2 away, nobody on base, and that'll bring up Willie Stargell. Stargell's been up one time, flied out to left. Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing. Top half of the fourth inning. Mets swing the defense around toward right on the big left-hand batter. His average to the moment is 282. Stallard winds and fires, swung out and missed for strike one. 2 men out, nobody on base. Bill Mazeroski waiting around on deck. Here's the pitch. Let's up in there for a call strike. Off speed pitch. 2-strike count to Willie Stargell. Tracy takes off the glove, rubs up the ball. Stargell has a wide stance at the plate. A 2-strike pitch. Fired inside for ball. It's 1-2. We'll be on the air tomorrow night at 7:55 p.m. New York time. Bring you the game between the Mets and the Yankees. The 1-2 pitch. Right in there for a call. Strike three. And that is strikeout number 6 for Tracy Stallard. Fired it past him and caught him looking. Top of the fourth. The Pirates got no runs, no hits, no errors, none left at the end of 3.5 innings. It's the Mets nothing, the Pirates nothing. Well, you know, it's a big, wide, wonderful world we live in. There's so many ways to enjoy life. Boating, golf, tennis, swimming, picnicking, or just relaxing in the backyard. And you know what goes with all of this? Well, sure you do. Rheingold Extra Dry. It's the wonderful beer to enjoy on a wonderful day. In fact, Rheingold makes even ordinary days seem wonderful. It's the flavor that does it. The extra refreshing flavor that is Rheingold's alone. And Dry tells you why. Rheingold's way of brewing is long, slow, and costly, but it pays off in taste. It gives Rheingold the happiest taste in beer today. But why not find that out for yourself? Next chance you get, open up or order up Fine Cold Rheingold. Discover why millions say, my beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. Discover why Rheingold is New York's largest selling beer. Well, the crowd says, let's go Mets. And we're going to go over to the bottom of the fourth with Ron Hunt up to lead off. He's been up one time and he walked. McBean on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's a pitch swung on and fouled off for strike one. McBean's record against the Mets, 2 victories and no losses, his lifetime record. Up in the pitch. Swung on as a ground ball to short. Schofield is up with it. Plays on to first in time. He's out. One away. And Duke Snider's coming up. Duke's been up one time and he grounded out. He had a home run in the first game today. Looked for a long time as though that home run would stand up as the difference and enable Roger Craig to get into the victory column, but the Pirates tied it in the ninth. Larry Bernard came on in relief to get the win. It's in there for a called strike. Bernard pitched 1 2/3 innings in the first game to get the victory, as Craig was relieved with 1 out in the ninth. This pitch is on away for a ball. 1-1 Duke Snider. on deck. Now the 1-1 pitch. Fired outside. It's 2-1. Kranepool got into the first game when Frank Thomas was ejected by umpire Frank Walsh for protesting a third strike call. Thomas, of course, can play in this game. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside, it's 3-1. One man out, nobody on, no score in the game. The ground ball topped down toward first. Clendenon makes the play unassisted in time. And Snider has grounded out. 2 away, nobody on, and Ed Kranepool's coming up. Been up one time, and he right out to center. You know, baseball and Rheingold make a great team, so pour a tall, cold glass of Rheingold Extra Dry and settle back for the play-by-play. McBean into the windup. Here's the pitch to the left-hand batter. In there for a call, strike 1. Chico Fernandez now moves up to the on-deck position. Pitch is fired low. 1-1. Smoky Burgess getting a lot of action behind the plate today for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's in there for a call strike. 1-2. Between games, we were talking to Marino Brisky, who is here with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's a concessionaire who has been in Pittsburgh for many, many years, handling concessions at leading sports events. He was telling us about today. The man sold him a whole lot of Raft kind of buttons. Here's a pitch. Low for a ball. It's 2-2. He said he made the deal for all the Raft kind of buttons, walked in the ballpark, went upstairs, and discovered Raft kind of just been traded to the Chicago Cubs. And the trouble was there was a P on the cap, meaning Pittsburgh. If he'd have been traded to the Phillies, he said it would have been different, but he was a little out of business. Here's 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled out. Count holds it 2-2. He said that he did get rid of a few hundred of those buttons to the Chicago Cubs. And actually, we were looking for a sample, and we got one from Yosh Kawana, the clubhouse man in Chicago. Yosh still has a few of them around. Here's 2-2 pitch. Tied tight, and it's out to 3-2 now to Ed Kranepool. Nobody on base, no score in this game. Swinging a foul ball, chopped off. Count holds full at 3-2. Brisky said that his worst night in the concessions business in more than 40 years, however, came at a Friday night football game between Pittsburgh and Notre Dame when he loaded up with hot dogs and didn't sell many. He said nobody told him that there were two Catholic institutions playing, and he couldn't understand for a long time why he was selling no hot dogs on Friday night. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he walked him. Kranepool goes down to first base. You know, Lindsay, they still claim over there in Pittsburgh he's still selling those same hot dogs he was stuck with for that game. I told him that you claimed that, Ralph, and he didn't really deny it entirely. He just sort of finessed it here and there. Chico Fernandez is coming up. He's been up one time, but he struck out swinging. 2 men out, the runner at first. McBean checks. Pitch is in there for a called strike. Brisky said that in 40 years in sports he's never seen anything like the crowd at the Polo grounds. He said Friday night with some 16,000 on hand. He thought there were 100,000 from the noise they were making. Here's a swing, the ground ball is short. Schofield is up with it. He plays to Mazeroski for the fourth, and that's all. In the bottom of the fourth, the Mets got no runs, no hits, no errors, and one left. And at the end of 4 full innings of play, it's the Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing. Now we'll take a look at scores of other games all around the Major League. In the National League, Milwaukee Braves and the Houston Colt 45s are playing now in the bottom half of the fourth inning, still tied 1-1. Keep in mind that the Milwaukee Braves will be in here Tuesday night. First game of a doubleheader, the Phillies defeated the Cubs 5-2, and the second game, the Cubs defeated the Phillies 3-2. That one played under protest for the Phils. Mahaffey was the loser and Schultz the winner in that second game. Giants beat the Cardinals 6-4. Marichal all the way for the win. Brolio took the loss. Willie Mays had 3 homers, and Orlando Cepeda had 1 for the Giants. And the Reds defeated the Dodgers 5-2. Jim O'Toole the winner, and Padres was the loser. In the American League, Cleveland shut out the Yankees 5-0. Kralik the winner, Stafford the loser. Adcock and Askew homers for Cleveland. Second game, New York beat the Cleveland Indians 7-2, so they split their twin bill. Cleveland 7 and the New York Yankees 2. That score is corrected. Cleveland took both ends of the doubleheader. They beat the Yanks 5-0 and they beat the Yanks 7-2. As McDowell was the winner in the second game and Williams was the loser. The end of 8 innings of play, the Kansas City A's 4 and the Washington Senators 4. Boston Red Sox beat the White Sox 11-9 in the first game, and the White Sox are leading 1-0 at the end of 2 innings in the second game. Detroit beat the Minnesota Twins 7-6. Right here, Bill Mazeroski is coming up for the Pirates in the top of the fifth. Dallas pitches high for ball 1. Going to the top of the 8th inning in Los Angeles, the Angels 7 and the Baltimore Orioles 2. Roberts started for Baltimore, McCormick in the 5th, Miller in the 7th. Dean Chance is going for the Angels. Pearson and Lee Thomas have homered in the ballgame for the Angels. Mazeroski has been up 1 time, and he was called out on strike. Tracy Stallard looking in to get his side. Into the windup, and here is the pitch. Little tight. Mazeroski hits the dirt. 2-0. Struck out 6, walked none. Working slowly and deliberately. Now here's the 2-0 pitch. In there for a called strike. Jerry Lynch is on deck for the Pirates. Tugging at the cap. Now up on the rubber. Feet together. He looks in to get the sign. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. The return throw from Choo-Choo Coleman bounces up to Tracy Stallard. Stallard now behind 3-1. Takes a moment to rub up the ball. He waits. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and foul back and right. Now we pause for station identification.
This is WGY Schenectady, 810 in your dial, where the time is 32.5 minutes past 6 o'clock.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Kiner and Bob Murphy at the Polo Grounds. Count has gone full at 3-2 to Mazeroski, leading off for the Pirates in the top of the 5th. No score in this game. The Mets won the first game of today's doubleheader by a score of 2-1 in 10 innings. Here's a payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right side, out of play. The count holds full at 3-2. Moves out the dirt, front of the rubber. against the plate. Here's the motion for the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, foul back and out of play. The count continues to hold full at 3-2 to Bill Mazeroski. Waiting to settle himself into the batter's box. Stallard looking around the outfield. Goes to the rosin bag. Tracy Stallard working very carefully, slowly, deliberately. Now he's looking to get the sign. Payoff pitch. Swung on and belted into left field. Moving over is Piersall and Snider, and Piersall makes the catch. Piersall cutting in front of Snider to make the catch. And Mazeroski has lined to center. One out, nobody on the top of the fifth, and Jerry Lynch is coming up. He's been up one time, and he struck out swinging, a left-hand batter. The Mets defense now swings over toward right field. This time of day, it is tough out there where Mazeroski hit that ball just now. Duke Snider started over, but Piersall had a better jump and came on to make the catch in front of him. Stallard now with the pitch, and it's high for a ball. The Mets nothing, and the Pirates nothing. Again, Stallard is set to work, and a swing and a miss. 1-1 to count. Stallard has struck out 6 and walked none. Al McBean locked up here in a pitcher's duel. Now the pitch swung on, and it's a foul ball off the line at third. Charlie Neal should have a play. He's there, and he makes the catch. So Lynch is fouled out to third. 2 men out, nobody on base in the top half of the fifth inning, and Smoky Burgess is coming up. Smoky drove in the only run that the Pirates got. In the first game, he drove Mazeroski in from third base, and the top half of the ninth to send the game into extra innings. He has been up one time here and flied out deep to right field. Ball was taken by Kranepool well back in the warning track. Burgess batting .279 right now. Dallas pitch, breaking ball low for ball one. Donn Clendenon moved up to the on-deck position. Nobody on base. Stallard again is set to work. That one is fired high. It's 2-0, so Stallard has gone behind now to Smoky Burgess. Ken Burkhardt is the umpire behind the plate, takes off his mask, looks around. Set to go, and so is Smoky Burgess. This will be a 2-0 pitch. It's on the way. Low, ball 3. So now Stallard has gone 3-0 to Smoky Burgess. He is looking down to Frank Osiak, the coach at third. See whether he's turned loose or if perhaps his manager wants him to take. The 3-0 pitch. He walked him. And Smoky Burgess becomes the first base runner of the Pittsburgh Pirates in this ball game as he goes down to first with a base on balls. And he was walked on 4 pitch balls. So Tracy Stallard retired 14 consecutive batters from the start of this ball game, but has walked Smoky Burgess here in the top of the fifth. The Pirates get a base runner with 2 men out, and Donn Clendenon is coming up. Clendenon has been up one time, and he struck out swinging. Well, we saw Harvey Haddock, or rather Bob Friend, make a bid for a perfect game performance in this series. We have seen Tracy Stallard do the same thing here, only to give up a walk to Smoky Burgess here in the top half of the fifth inning. So Clendenon swings the bat. Burgess leads at first, and here's the pitch. Swung on. It's a foul ball to the right side, out of play. Strike one count to Donn Clendenon. Tracy Stallard, of course, has been used in relief by the New York Mets. Getting a starting call here today. Retired the first 14 men that he faced. That pitch is outside for a ball. This is Stallard's 14th game appearance. His first start of the season. Previously, he had pitched only 12 innings in the 13 games in which he had appeared. Here's pitch, swung on. It's a ground ball to third, taken by Charlie Neal, and he goes to Hunt for the fourth and retires the side. So in the top of the fifth, the Pirates are out with no runs, no hits, no errors, one left. And at the end of 4.5 innings of play, it's the Pirates nothing, the Mets nothing. Well, there are many ways to brew beer. Rheingold takes the long, slow, costly way, the extra dry way. And that explains why there's such a wonderful difference in the taste of Rheingold. Yes, dry tells you why. Tells you why Rheingold is beer as beer should taste. Brisk and bright and clean clear through. Costly ingredients are one thing, and Rheingold has them, but it takes more. It takes the skill of 126 years of brewing experience, the extra dry skill that is Rheingold alone. And you can measure the difference that dry makes in taste. Rheingold has the happiest taste in beer today. No other beer can quite match it. So it's no wonder that millions say, my beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. But wouldn't you rather discover that difference yourself? Enjoy the extra refreshment that comes with Rheingold Extra Dry Beer. Open up or order up fine, cold Rheingold right now. We're going to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Now this, the second game of today's doubleheader at the Polo Grounds. The Mets won the first game by a score of 2-1 in 10 innings. McBean out there on the mound came into this game with a record of 5 victories and only 1 loss this season. So far, the Mets have been able to reach him for only 1 hit. A single by Choo-Choo Coleman in the bottom of the second, and Choo-Choo is coming up right now in the bottom of the fifth. Meanwhile, Tracy Stallard retired the first 14 men to face him, then gave up a walk to Smoky Burgess. Coleman settles himself in the batter's box. Now McBean into the windup, and the pitch is high for a ball. McBean again is set. And it's in there for a call strike as Choo-Choo bluffed the bunch that brought Bob Bailey in a few steps at third base. 1-1 is the count to Coleman with Charlie Neal waiting on deck. The 1-1 pitch is outside for ball. It's 2-1. Choo-Choo had a notion but didn't go. A lot of tension, a lot of suspense all day long here at the Polo Grounds today. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and belted into right field for another base hit. Choo-Choo Coleman. He rounds first, holds on as Willie Stargell fires it in. And Choo-Choo is 2 for 2, and those are the only 2 in this ball game. That will bring up Charlie Neal. Charlie's been up one time, and he struck out swinging. We're in the bottom of the fifth. The Mets have their leadoff man on base here in the bottom of the fifth. So let's see how they play it here with Charlie Neal coming up. McBean looks over now to get the side. Fires to first, not in time. Choo-Choo's back. Rather strange move to first base. Choo-Choo again takes his lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and it's looped out in the right field. Stargell's coming on. It's good ball in. Going to be in there for base hit. Falling away. On the way to third. It's Choo-Choo Coleman. It's kicked into the corner. Choo-Choo's coming home. Here's the throw, and he'll have to hit the dirt. He is safe at the plate. And now here's an argument coming up as Burgess is contending that he made the tag. Piersall is contending that the tag was made. Jim Piersall says he did not tag him, and it's Choo-Choo slid in safely around him. And now Burgess is out of the game. Burgess is thrown out of the ball game. Charlie Neal went on to third on the play. Smoky Burgess has been thrown out of this ball game by Jim Piersall. Danny Piersall, the manager, is out there as well, and Smoky continues his argument. Now he and Piersall are chin to chin in an argument. Burgess is out of this game. And now Danny Piersall is in the argument as well. Chico Fernandez has come down to the plate area. On the play, Charlie Neal went all the way to third, and Choo-Choo Coleman scored. The relay came to Donn Clendenon, the first baseman, who was halfway down to the plate. He wheeled and relayed it on in to Burgess. There was no question about the ball getting there in time. But umpire Ken Burkhardt says he did not make the tag as Choo-Choo slid in. And now Burgess still is arguing the point, and so is Piersall with Ken Burkhardt. All four umpires are at the plate now. Piersall is still there, and so is Burgess. Burgess, of course, is out of the game and will be put out. And now Chico Conlon takes him by the arm briefly, and he shakes loose from Conlon. Conlon puts his hands back in his pocket. Burgess is still out on the infield, walking around. Danny Piersall arguing still with Ken Burkhardt. The first baseman, who was halfway down to the plate, he wheeled and relayed it on in to Burgess. There was no question about the ball getting there in time. But umpire Ken Burkhardt says he did not make the tag as Choo-Choo slid in. And now Burgess still is arguing the point, and so is Piersall with Ken Burkhardt. All four umpires are at the plate now. Piersall is still there, and so is Burgess. Burgess, of course, is out of the game and will be put out. And now Chico Conlon takes him by the arm briefly, and he shakes loose from Conlon. Conlon puts his hands back in his pocket. Burgess is still out on the infield, walking around. Danny Piersall arguing still with Ken Burkhardt. Piersall's contention is that Burkhardt did not make his sign clearly enough, or that he's indicating that perhaps he thought he called him out. And he is trying to argue the point now with Chico Conlon. However, the run is in, and now Chris Pellicudis is pushing Smoky Burgess away. Burgess is trying to get back over toward Burkhardt, and Pellicudis has both hands on the chest protector, and Smoky Burgess pushed himself away, and now Chico Conlon takes Burgess and is escorting him on over towards the dugout. You'll recall that Roberto Clemente of the Pittsburgh Pirates is sitting out this series because he is under a 5-day suspension for pushing umpire Bill Jakowski. The booing is for Burgess as he goes to the dugout. It is scored as a triple. And it's going to be Brand coming in now. Ron Brand is going to be the catcher. Choo-Choo Coleman gets a run batted in, of course. It was clear that the indication of umpire Ken Burkhardt was that Burgess had not tagged Coleman as he slid in. to play it. He kicked it over into the corner, and Coleman got the sign from Lavagetta to try for the plate. The relay came in from Stargell to first baseman Clendenon. He relayed it on into the plate, where Smoky Burgess was trying to block Coleman off, and the sign was not made immediately by Burgess. He was waiting until Choo-Choo actually got to the plate. He was momentarily delayed by being blocked, although Burkhart's contention was that the tag had not been made. Now the Pirates play the infield in with a runner at third, nobody out. Tracy Stallard at the plate. McBean is into the stretch, and here's the pitch swung on and foul back and out of play. The Mets lead here by a score of 1-0. Stallard looks down now to Cookie Lavagetta, the coach at third. Still with the infield in. McBean, for some reason, working from a stretch position here. And here's the pitch swung on. It's a ground ball foul to third base. 2 strike count. Ronnie Brand had rid himself of the mask there. Goes over to retrieve it. Coming back. There's nobody out. Strike out to Stallard. Pitch is swung on. It's a ground ball taken by the pitcher. He holds the runner, throws to first in time, and he's out, no at bat. Ground ball back to the mound, taken by Al McBean. L. Neal at third, and then threw on, and here's Jimmy Piersall coming up. Jim Piersall coming to the plate. In Milwaukee, the Colt 45 from Milwaukee. The Colt 45 from Milwaukee Braves are going to the 16th inning, still tied 1-1. So the Pirates still keep the infield in. Pitch just swung on and missed. Strike one. Piersall has walked and grounded out thus far in today's game. He's in and waiting. McBean is set. Here's the pitch swung on. It's a ground ball foul. Back at third. Fielded back there by umpire Frank Walsh, and he gets an ovation from the crowd at the Polo grounds. 2-strike count to Jimmy Piersall. It does not take a great deal to get an ovation at the Polo grounds. Let's go Mets, says the crowd. His 2-strike pitch, swung on and lines a base hit into center field. Charlie Neal comes on to score. Burton scoops the ball up, plays it in. Piersall turns and holds it first with a single to center. The Mets are out in front by a score of 2-0, and Tim Harkness is coming up. Swings the defense over toward right on the left-hand batter. 1 man out here in the bottom of the 5th. Piersall leads off the bag at first. McBean with the pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. Harkness waits. Here's a throw to first, and Piersall is back safely. Is waiting on deck for the Mets. The pitch to Harkness, swung on, and has a fly ball to center field. Burton is over, Stargell is over. Who's going to take it? Burton takes it, Piersall tags and goes halfway and then comes back. Sliding back into first, although there's no play on him. Jimmy Piersall tagged up, moved off about 40 feet, and then moved back and slid, although the throw went to second base. Two-way. Ron Hunt is coming up. And up twice, he walked and grounded out short to first. Tommy Fisk is throwing the bullpen now for the Pirates. The Mets lead here by a score of 2-0. The Mets won the first game of today's doubleheader by a score of 2-1 in 10 innings. Here's the pitch to Ron Hunt. Swung on, has a ground ball to third, taken by Bob Bailey. Wings it across the diamond in time, and the side is retired. At the bottom of the 5th, the Mets got 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 left at the end of 5 innings. It's the Mets 2, the Pirates nothing. And now a word from Viceroy Cigarettes.
The last of the ninth, score 3-0. The bases were loaded, and wouldn't you know, 2 men fanned. They missed by a mile. Then Casey stepped up to the plate with a smile.
Now, Casey smokes filters, but knows it's true that even some filters are rough on you, while other brands in the filter crowd are just like smoking a warmed-over cloud. But Viceroy tastes the way you'd like a filter cigarette to taste. Not too strong.
Not too light. Viceroy's got the taste that's right.
That's right.
Well, Casey won the game with his longest homer yet. The manager's daughter said,
Have a cigarette?
today they're a family with a girl and a boy, and it all began with a Viceroy.
That's right.
So Casey wants you to know, and he'll take all bets. If you smoke all 7 filter cigarettes, you'll find some too strong.
Some too light.
But Viceroy's got the taste that's right.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
We're going to the top of the 6th, and Bob Bailey is up to lead off for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tracy Stallard has been taken now to a 2-run lead as he has held the Pirates hitless here for 5 innings. He retired 14 consecutive batters before Burgess walked to spoil his perfect game bid. And then he got Clendenon on a ground ball, and Burgess was forced to second. So now Tracy Stallard is back out there on the mound to face Bob Bailey, a right-hand batter. Stallard into the windup and the pitch. In there for a called strike. Tracy Stallard in his first start of the season for the New York Mets. Here's a pitch swung on and foul back. 2-strike count. McBean is due up next for the Pirates. But Tommy Sisk continues to throw in the bullpen. And now, with Stallard taking a long time to get the sign, Bob Bailey has backed out of the batter's box. Back in, and we're set to go. Swing and a foul ball off the end of the bat. Down past Ron North. He's the coach at first. Count holds at 2 strikes to the Pirate third baseman. Now Stallard turns again to get his side. Pitch is swung on and fouled out to the right side. There's no play on it. So the count continues to hold at 2 strikes to Bob Bailey. A crowd here this Sunday afternoon of 18,844 paid. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Way high. Choo-Choo swinging up there to pull it down. 1-2. Tracy Stallard goes to the rosin bag. He's been in command thus far in this ball game. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Way outside for a ball. It's 2-2. We have had 2 ball players banished here today. Frank Thomas was put out of the ball game by umpire Frank Walsh in the first game. Smoky Burgess put out by umpire Ken Burkhardt in the second game. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Bounced in, and it's 3-2. So it is a full count. Stallard has walked 1 in this game. He walked Burgess in the 5th inning. That's the only base run that the Pirates have had. defeated the Baltimore Orioles by a score of 8-2. Dean Chant gets the victory with help from Navarro in the ninth, and Robin Roberts took the loss. Now here is the payoff pitch. Low, ball four. He walked him. So after having had 2 strikes on Bailey, Tracy Stallard lost him. And Johnny Logan is coming out of the dugout swinging a bat. So Danny Murtaugh's going to go to the pinch hitter right now. He still has Tommy Sisk throwing in the bullpen, but trailing by 2 runs. He's going to pinch hitter Johnny Logan here in the top half of the 6th inning. Logan hitting from McBean. Game, having pitched 5 innings in which he gave up 2 runs on only 4 hits. He struck out 2 and walked 3. John Logan in and waiting. Put in a lot of years with the Milwaukee Braves. Bailey leads at first, and here's the pitch to Logan. Fired high for ball 1. Lead here by a score of 2-0, and the Mets won the first game of today's doubleheader by a score of 2-1 in 10 innings. Pitch is in there for a called strike. Logan has been up 12 times this year. He has had 4 hits. Gives him an average of 333. Originally from Endicott, New York. Stallard checks and deals. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. It's 1-2 now to John Logan. Nobody out and a runner at first. Looks all around the outfield. Only left fielder Snider and center fielder Piersall are still in the bright sunlight of this ballpark. The rest are in shadow. This is a 1-2 pitch. Check swing, ground ball to first base, taken by Harkness. He's going across to Fernandez. He's out, and that's all. They got the lead runner. On at first, no relay, is John Logan. And right now, in order to allow our stations to identify themselves, we pause for station identification.
This is WGY Schenectady, 810 on your dial, where the time is 2 minutes past 7 o'clock, the temperature 80 degrees.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at the Polo Grounds. With 1 man out on a runner at first, Dick Schofield is coming up. He's a switch hitter batting left. He's been up twice, struck out, and grounded out. Stallard now is set. Pitch is swung on. He tried to check it. It's a strike. Ken Burkhardt indicating he took it far enough. So it's 0-1 to Dick Schofield. The Colt 45s and the Milwaukee Braves are through 16 innings, tied 1-1, and they're going to the 17th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Right here, the Mets lead 2-0. Pitch is fired low to Schofield. It's 1-1. Tracy Stallard retired 14 consecutive batters before giving up a walk to Burgess in the 5th. And opening up this inning, he gave up a walk to Bob Bailey, and that's all the base runners that the Pittsburgh Pirates have had, as Tracy Stallard has held them hitless in this ball game. There's a little rubber that is taken out in front of the plate, but it's a foul ball, says Burkhardt. Choo-Choo Coleman trying to sweep it up and play it as a fair ball, but Burkhardt said it's a foul. Choo-Choo was hustling after that one. It's 1-2. on deck now for the Pirates. Check and deal. Outside, use the fastball. It's 2-2. A little rubber ball is thrown out on the field here now. Time is called as Tim Harkness goes over to retrieve it. Throws it off over in the direction of the dugout. Is in and waiting. Logan leads at first. Pitch is swung on as a foul ball off the bag at third. It's going to be a tough chance. Choo-Choo's going, so is Neal. Choo-Choo makes the catch. He one-hands the ball. There's no advance by Logan at first. Choo-Choo Coleman and Charlie Neal crisscrossing, and Choo-Choo dug out the big glove and one-handed the ball. So Schofield has fouled out to the catcher. What a catch. 2 away, and Bill Virdon's coming up. Virdon has fouled out to the catcher and flied to center. John Logan is the base runner at first. Tracy Stallard working very carefully. Is now throwing in the bullpen for the Pirates. Tommy Fisk been throwing out there for some time. Here's the pitch to Virdon, and it's low. Dug up on a short hop by Choo-Choo Coleman. 2 balls, no strike. Stallard has struck out 6 and walked 2 to this point, in allowing the Pirates no runs and no hits to this point. Takes his lead at first. 2-0 pitch, fired in there for a call strike 1. It's 2-1. Stallard holding the ball, rubbing off the palm of his left hand. Now turns to get the sign. He's set. 2-1 pitch. Fired low, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike now to Virdon. In the International League at Indianapolis, Buffalo won the second game 2-1 after losing the first. Craig Anderson pitched a 4-hitter. Joe Christopher hit 2 home runs. Buffalo, of course, a Met Farm club. Has got out 3 balls and 1 strike now to Virdon. With 2 men on the runner at first. The pitch low, and he walked him. That's the 3rd walk given up. Second one in this inning. It moves Johnny Logan to second. Virdon goes to first, and Willie Stargell comes up. Line to left, and has been called out on strike. Stallard looks around, goes to the rosin bag. Mets have 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors. The Pirates have no runs on no hits and no errors. Willie Stargell's a big fella standing up there. Swings at bat. Swing and a foul ball, backing out of play. bag. There is no throw. Johnny Logan getting back. Fernandez again bluffs toward the bag at second. Get Logan back there a little closer if possible. Stallard now is set. There's a swing and a miss. And Willie Stargell is out and the side is retired. That is strikeout number 7 for Tracy Stallard. And now he makes a run on down to first base, and it's thrown on over, and he is tagged out going down the line as he made a delayed start over there. Actually, Fernandez was the man who took it and made the tag. So he's out of there, and it is scored as a strikeout, of course, nonetheless, credited to Tracy Stallard. And in the top of the 6th, the Pirates got no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. And at the end of 5.5 innings of play, it is the Mets 2 and the Pirates nothing. We will be going now to the bottom of the 6th. And Duke Snider will be coming up. On the strikeout of Willie Stargell, Choo-Choo Coleman dropped the ball and then picked it up, and as Stargell was making no effort to go to first, instead of tagging him there, he rolled the ball out toward the mound. And then Stargell made a delayed run toward the bag, and actually the play was made from third baseman Charlie Neal over to Fernandez, the shortstop, who made the tag. Tommy Sisk is in the ballgame now for the Pittsburgh Pirates in relief of Al McBean. So if you're scoring that play on Stargell, it's a strikeout, and then the play goes 5-6 on the putout. Here's the pitch to Duke Snider. Swung on and missed. Tommy Sisk has worked in 16 games. He has no won or lost record. He has pitched 23 innings in which he has given up 18 hits. He has allowed 4 runs, walked 6, and struck out 12. Snider in this game has grounded out twice. Here's a swing and a miss. 2 strikes out. Bottom half of the 6th inning with the Mets out in front by a score of 2-0. Tracy Stallard having set the Pirates down through 6 innings with no hits in this ball game, and he's walked 3, and those are the only 3 base runners they've had. It's outside for ball. 1-2 now to Snider. He had a home run in the first game here today. Ed Kranepool is on deck. This pitch is fired over everybody. Back up against the screen. The 2-2 count. It missed batter, catcher, umpire, everybody. Snider batting number 4 in the Mets batting order. Swings and misses, drive deep to right, way back there. Stargell is going first, strung. It's over their head. 1 hop to the wall. Snider on the way to second. He's on the way to third. Mazeroski with a throw across the diamond. He slides safely and doubles. What a wallop by Duke Snider. Out into right center field. It landed in the warning track between the bullpen and the center field bleachers. It took 1 short hop to the wall. Duke Snider racing all the way around to third for a triple. That one going about 450 feet out there. Now Ronnie Brand, the catcher, is out to check with Tommy Sisk, the pitcher. Kranepool is coming up. Pirates now bring the infield in. Nobody out for the Mets here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mets lead by a score of 2-0. All the excitement you'd ever want to see in today's doubleheader at the Polo Grounds. Joe Gibbon is up and throwing in the bullpen. This is a fastball in there for a call strike. pitch swung on and foul back. 2-strike count now to Kranepool. In Milwaukee, in the top half of the 17th inning, the Houston Colt 45s have scored 2 runs to take a 3-1 lead with the Milwaukee Braves batting now in the bottom of the 17th. Washington Senators have defeated the Kansas City Athletics 6-4. Pitch to Kranepool is high for a ball. It's 1-2. Cleveland Indians defeated the Yankees at both ends of a doubleheader today. Cleveland 5-0 in the first game. Cleveland 7-2 in the second game. Right here, the Mets are leading 2-0 and trying to get Snider in from third base. Pitch is high and away for a ball. It's 2-2. Outside the Pirate dugout. 2-2 is the count. Al McBean worked 5 innings, in which he allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 2 and walked 3. Now here's the 2-2 pitch. Well, on foul off as Ed Kranepool guards that flatter. Crowd got quite a start in that last inning when Stargell made his belated dash for first base after Choo-Choo had rolled the ball out toward the mound, and Charlie Neal alertly grabbed it and fired it out to Chico Fernandez, the shortstop, who was already over near first base. It's in there for a call strike 3, and Kranepool is out. First strikeout for Sis. Chico Fernandez is coming up. Of how long Stargell waited before making his dash. The fact that Fernandez coming off the field was already by first base when he got the throw from Charlie Neal. So with 1 away, Duke Snider still at third. Tommy Sisk with the pitch swung on as the ground ball is short, taken by Schofield, holds the runner, throws to first, no advance. He's out. So it's up to Choo-Choo Coleman. Choo-Choo has had 2 hits in this game so far. He's getting a hand as he comes up here. The Mets have a total of 5 hits in this game, and Choo-Choo has had 2 of them. With the pitch. Fired low, it's getting away, and Snider's coming home. He scores a run. And that leads 3-0. Scored is a wild pitch. It is a wild pitch charged against Tommy Sisk. As the Mets get their 3rd run. Lead by a score of 3-0. Choo-Choo watches low, and it's 2-0. Two men out, nobody on base now. That's in there for a called strike. You light up a Viceroy. Find out what we mean when we say Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Joe Gibbon and Bob Beal are throwing in the bullpen for the Pirates. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Settles himself into the batter's box. Tommy Sisk brisk with the windup and the pitch. In there for a call, strike 3, and the side is retired. Second strikeout for Sirsk in the bottom of the 6th. The Mets got 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, none left. And at the end of 6, it's the Mets 3 and the Pirates nothing. So we've got a Lulu going here with Tracy Stallard in his first start. 3 runs out in front in this ball game, and here to carry you the rest of the way is Bob Murphy.
Thank you very kindly, Leslie. We'll be going now to the 7th inning, and the tension begins to mount. Jim Hickman is going to left field for New York. Well, the acceptances for the big second annual Old Timers Day game continue to come in. Many of the ex-ball players who will be on hand will be looking forward so much to the second annual Old Timers Day game on the 22nd of June, the afternoon, a Saturday afternoon, when the New York Mets meet the Philadelphia Phils. The Old Timers will have their 2-inning game prior to the regular ball game. Ralph Branco, former Dodger pitching ace, will be on hand, and so will Bobby Thompson, who struck the most famous home run probably ever hit. Hank Greenberg, the Hall of Famer from James Monroe High in the Bronx, who has his own brokerage business and lives there in New York, will be here. So, too, of course, will Johnny Murphy, the old Yankee fireman, who is now a very vital part of the New York Mets organization. So we'll be looking forward to it. Hope you are, too, and you're making your ticket plans right away. Tickets are on sale at the advanced sale window here at the Polo Grounds, as well as Grand Central Station near the foot of the 42nd and Vanderbilt ramp, and the Long Island waiting room of the Penn Station. In the 7th inning, the leadoff batter is Bill Mazeroski. Over 6 innings, right-hander Tracy Stallard has allowed no runs, no hits. Walked 3 and struck out 7. Stallard winding. Here's his pitch. Tried to start him off with a curve, but it's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The marathon game is all over in Milwaukee. Houston scoring 2 in the 17th inning to win it by a score of 3-1. The winner in relief, Hal Woodishick, and the loser, Ron Pache. Outside and low, it's ball 2. So Hal Woodishick came on in the 12th inning. He hurled shutout ball the rest of the way over 5 innings to pick up the victory. Houston 3 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. Milwaukee 1 run, 10 hits, and 1 error. In 17 innings, the Colt 45s used only 2 pitchers. A high drive going foul. It goes up over the roof and disappears out of sight. Everything is over in the National League now except our doubleheader right here in the Polo Grounds. The Chicago Cubs and Philadelphia Phillies split. The Giants on 3 home runs by Willie Mays and 1 by Orlando Cepeda beat St. Louis 6-4. And the Cincinnati Reds with Jim O'Toole winning his 9th beat the Dodgers 5-2. Pitch on the way, a line smash, backhanded by Hunt, the throw to first. Safe, he beat it out for an infield hit. The first hit of the ball game for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That started out like a clean single to center field. And Ron Hunt made a remarkable play. The backhand, he whirled, he threw off balance, he made a good throw. Harkness using the split to go out and meet the throw. And on a very, very close play, Mazeroski is safe. And that is the first hit given up by Tracy Stallard. That was a tremendous play by Ron Hunt. Pitch to Jerry Lynch, a curve on the inside corner, a call strike. Jerry has struck out and fouled out to Charlie Neal. Mets 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Pittsburgh, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Now Stallard up in pitching position. Delivers to the plate. Inside, and that one almost brushed him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mazeroski on first base. Nobody out in the 7th inning. New York won the opener of this doubleheader, 2-1 in 10 innings. Pitch by Stallard, inside and low. It's ball 2, 2-1 now on Jerry Lynch. Ron Brand will be hitting next. He took over behind the plate in the last of the 5th inning when Smoky Burgess was benched by umpire Kenny Burkhardt for arguing too strenuously on a real close play at home plate. Foul ball back toward the screen, and the count even now, 2-2. The Mets and the Yankees in the Mayor's Trophy game at the Yankee Stadium. Tuesday night, Bobby Brigham and the Milwaukee Braves are in town for a 2-game series. Mets and the Braves have already played 8 games this year, each team winning 4. Milwaukee swept a 4-game series out there, and the Mets swept a 4-game series here. Delivery. Way up high. Choo-Choo had to jump to snag that one. He caught it in the webbing of the Mets. Longest that Tracy Stallard has worked in any game this year has been 2 2/3 innings. That was in relief against Milwaukee out at County Stadium. He pitched a superb ball, but got beat on a home run by Lee May. Count 3-2 on Jerry Lynch. Pitch on the way, a long drive. It's deep to right field. It's way back. Back goes Kranepool. It's off the wall for a base hit. Piersall tracking it down now in deep right center field. Rounding third and heading in is Mazeroski. The relay to the plate. Base. Relay throw by Ron Hunt to home. Not in time. Mazeroski scores on a long triple off the wall in right center field by Jerry Lynch. Now it's 3-1 in favor of New York. Jerry Lynch on third, and Ron Brand is coming on to hit. Brand, a right-hand hitter, is out of North Hollywood, California, given a bonus assigned by Pittsburgh just a few years ago. Started out as an infielder, and Harding Peterson converted him into a catcher. Starts to warm up in the bullpen for New York. Stallard winding. Here's the pitch on the way. Curve is over. A call strike. Pittsburgh 1 run in on base hits by Mazeroski and Jerry Lynch. Brand, stocky right-hand batter. Pitch by Stallard is over. A call strike on the outside corner. He slowed up on it. Stallard had worked only 2 1/3 innings the last 16 days. Chico Fernandez umpiring at first, and Ron Northey, the first base coach, are jawing a little bit. Outside and low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pirates are still hot about the close play at the plate that went against them. And now Kenny Burkhardt, umpiring behind the plate, makes a gesture toward Ron Northey for him to stop the running argument. In the opening game, the Mets had 2 real close plays go against them at first base. This doubleheader has been packed with close ones. Pitching 1-2. Too high, and the count even on Ron Brand at 2-2. Bucks have a run in, nobody out. We're in the top of the 7th. Warming up in the bullpen as Tracy Stallard runs into his first serious trouble here in the 7th. Tracy has been firing hard, and he might be getting a little tired. A foul ball wafted out of play off to the right by Brand, and the count remains at 2-2. Now Danny Murtaugh has Harvey Haddix, a left-hander, and Don Swall cranking up in the bullpen. Don Swall won his third of the year in pitching the Pirates through a win, 2-0 in the opening game of this series. He went all the way, allowed only 4 hits. Donn Clendenon is on deck, and then Bob Bailey. Pitching 2-2. Low and outside, ball 3. Now we have a full count, 3-2. An important hitter for Tracy Stallard. He is the... Now Larry Bernard starts to warm up in the bullpen for New York. Stallard winding. Here's the pitch on the way. Curve is over, a call strike. One run in on base hits by Mazeroski and Jerry Lynch. Brand, stocky right-hand batter. Pitch by Stallard is over, a call strike on the outside corner. He slowed up on it. Stallard had worked only 2 1/3 innings the last 16 days. Conlon umpiring at first, and Ron Northey, the first base coach, are jawing a little bit. Outside and low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pirates are still hot about the close play at the plate that went against them. And now Kenny Burkhardt, umpiring behind the plate, makes a gesture toward Ryan Northey for him to stop the running argument. In the opening game, the Mets had 2 real close plays go against them at first base. Doubleheader has been packed with close ones. Pitching 1-2. Too high on the count even on Ron Brand at 2-2. Bucks have a run in, nobody out. We're in the top of the 7th. Bernard warming up in the bullpen as Tracy Stallard runs into his first serious trouble here in the 7th. Tracy has been firing hard, and he might be getting a little tired. A foul ball wafted out of play off to the right by Brand, and the count remains at 2-2. Now Danny Murtaugh has Harvey Haddix, a left-hander, and Don Swall cranking up in the bullpen. Don Swall won his third of the year in pitching the Pirates through a win, 2-0 in the opening game of this series. He went all the way, allowed only 4 hits. Donn Clendenon is on deck, and then Bob Bailey. Pitching 2-2. Low and outside, ball 3. Now we have a full count, 3-2. Brand, an important hitter for Tracy Stallard. He is the potential tying run should he get on base. Full count, 3-2. Stallard cranks up. Here's the payoff pitch. A curve and it's foul. Back into the screen. He'll have to do it again. Now Tracy turns his back on home plate to work the ball up and take a deep breath.
Jerry Lynch on third, nobody out. Playing area now completely covered with shadows. Brand to count tail in the batter round, now rested on the shoulder. Pitching 3-2. Ground ball foul. Beautiful play by Charlie Neal in coming up with it, but all to no avail. It's a foul ball, and so it's still 3-2 on Ron Brand. Brand was in spring training down at Fort Myers with the Bucks, and then was sent out to Columbus, and came back to rejoin the ball club very recently. Stallard goes into his windup. The 3-2 pitch. Curve inside, ball 4. He walked it. That is the 4th walk given up by Stallard. And while we're waiting on Donn Clendenon, let's pause for station identification.
You are tuned to WGY Schenectady, your New York Met station. The time 7:33. The temperature 80 degrees.
Very pleasant 70 degrees. Couldn't ask for a better day for a doubleheader, and we've had an exciting twin bill. Casey Stengel to the mound now to talk to Tracy Stallard. He has Larry Bernard warming in the bullpen. And this will be all for Stallard, and Bernard will be brought in. Casey feels that Tracy is getting tired now here in the 7th. After all, it is his first start of the year. The longest stretch he had worked all season had been 2 2/3 innings, and that was very early in the year. Over the last 16 days, he pitched only 2 1/3. But the big right-hander from Harrell, Virginia, turned in a very strong pitching job. He had a no-hitter for 6 innings. First base hit coming here in the 7th by Mazeroski. Then Lynch tripled deep to right center, scoring Maz, and now a walk to Ron Brand, and that brings on Larry Bernard. Larry was the winning pitcher in the first game today, and he pitched very well. He now has won 2 and lost 1. Bernard came on to replace Roger Craig in the 9th inning with 1 man out. Retired Donn Clendenon and Bob Bailey, then got them out in the 10th inning. Larry worked a total of 1 2/3 innings in the first game today. Here's the hand for Tracy Stallard. Tracy Stallard getting a good hand. He's on his way now to the center field clubhouse. And Larry Bernard is back in action. Larry in 1 2/3 innings in the opener allowed no runs and no hits. He walked none and he struck out 1. And it was his single in the last half of the 10th inning that got the winning rally going. Rod Keneal came in to run for him. Jimmy Piersall bunted Rod Keneal to second. They intentionally walked Tim Harkness. Ron Hunt then hit a fly ball to shallow left center. Bill Virdon and Jerry Lynch both running desperately for it. They knew they had to catch it or the game was all over. Virdon just got the ball in his glove when Lynch and Virdon crashed together. Rod Keneal then turned on the speed and came around to score with the winning run. An error was charged to Jerry Lynch on the play because Virdon did have the ball in his glove for a split second before he was hit by Jerry Lynch on the dead run. So Larry Bernard, who was the winner in the opener, is on now to try and save this one for Tracy Stallard. Tracy leaving the game after pitching 6 innings plus the action here in the 7th inning. Donn Clendenon, the first man up against Bernard. Nobody out. The infield looking for 2. Curve outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Clendenon was the hitter in the 9th inning when Bernard relieved in the first game. Outside and low. Ball 2. It's 2-0 now on Clendenon. That's 3 in the
Pirates 1. Pirates, though, with a run in and runners on first and third, nobody out. Now the 2-0 pitch. Fastball for a strike, 2-1. Roger Craig is warming up in the bullpen now for New York. Roger had the Pirates shut out for 8 full innings in the opening game today. The only run he gave up came on 2 singles and a wild pitch in the 9th, and that tied the game. Foul ball back into the screen. So it'd be quite a turnaround if Roger wound up relieving Larry Bernard. Count on Donn Clendenon. Bob Bailey is on deck. Danny Murtaugh keeps his bullpen busy in the event he wants to go to a pinch hitter for his pitcher, Tommy Smith. Now the 2-2 pitch. A foul ball, blacked out a play to the right. Count. Bernard comes to the stop. Here's his pitch. Curve is high, ball 3. So now we have a full count at 3-2. You can bet that Roger Craig is warming up in the bullpen down there because he volunteered for the job. Roger's always coming up to Casey's and saying, if you need a pitcher, I'm ready. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball hits down to third. The play is going to be made at home, and they've got him Lynch hung up between home and third. Choo-Choo puts the tag on him. Lynch stopped very suddenly, and Choo-Choo almost went right over his back. Play goes 5-2. Charlie Neal to Choo-Choo Coleman. So Lynch is taken off the line. He had to run to break up the possibility of the double play. And Neal, not feeling that he could get two, chose to get the lead runner, Jerry Lynch, in the rundown and did. Now runners on first and second, one away. The batter is Bailey. Bailey 0 for 1, drew a walk in the 6th inning. Right-hand batter with good power. Curve for a strike on the outside corner. Good doubleheader today. Mets winning 2-1 and 10. This game is 3-1. We're in the 7th. Ted Savage coming out of the on-deck circle now to bat for Tommy Smith. Pitch by Bernard. Fastball over a strike. Larry relies on a good sinker that he gets off his fastball by turning it over. Curveball and changeup. Let's have the infield straight away against right-handed hitter Bob Bailey, and the outfield just about straight away. Now the 2-strike pitch. Ground ball slowly hit down to third. Neal drops the ball, picks it up, tags. He got him. He got the runner at third. Ooh, an uneasy moment. Charlie Neal, in his haste to field the grounder and race over to third. To fourth, Ron Brand dropped the ball, had to come back and get it, and make a dive to tag Brand, but he got him. Now Ted Savage is coming on to bat for Tommy Smith. Savage hitting at .230. He's a right-hand batter, and he's a strong hitter. Pitcher in the game in the last half of the 7th. Harvey Haddix is the warm-up pitcher. Danny Murtaugh, mindful of the tremendous relief job that Haddix turned in against New York in Pittsburgh. Down comes the pitch by Bernard. It's in the dirt, but Choo-Choo digs it out. was in Pittsburgh, the game McBean started and had to retire from. Harvey Haddix took over and worked 6 in his third and won the game in relief. The Pirates winning it 5-2. His only win of the year. Pitch by Bernard. Savage takes it outside. Ball 2, 2-0. In relief of Tracy Stallard. Runners on first and second. There are 2 men away. 1 run in. Mets lead the Bucks 3-1. Ed Savage hitting for Tommy Fisk. Pittsburgh acquired Savage from the Phillies in the swap for Don Hoke. Now Bedard's ready. 2-0 delivery, a swing and a miss. He went after a fastball, and he really took a cut. Following today's game, the New York Mets will have 3 more National League teams coming in during this homestand. Braves Tuesday night and Wednesday afternoon. The Cardinals over the weekend for 4 games, including a twin bill next Sunday. Then Freddie Hutchinson brings the Reds in town for 2 games. Donn Clendenon leading off second. Bob Bailey is on first with 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch. Curve at the knees, strike call, 2-2. Ready as 2 runners take a lead. Low and outside, it's ball 3. Now the runners, Clendenon and Bailey, will be in motion on 3 and 2 with 2 men down. Checks with Choo-Choo. He has a big pitch to make here to the pinch hitter, Savage. There go the runners, the pitch, and he pops it up on the right side of the diamond. Hunt is there waiting. He has it, and the side is out. Bernard on 3 and 2, threw him a curveball, and he pops it up. Good relief job again by Larry Bernard. Side retired in the 7th inning. Pittsburgh scoring 1 run. 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. Larry gets credit for the entire inning in relief. Now it's 7th inning stretch time, and at the end of 6 1/2 innings to score, the New York Mets 3 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 1.
Chuck 'em up. Chuck 'em up. Chuck 'em up. What? Chuck 'em up. Chuck 'em up. Chuck 'em up. What? New from Rheingold to Chuck 'em up. No more glasses you have to wash, and no more deposits you have to pay.
I can even throw my opener away.
Why, sure. Chug-a-Mug is Rheingold's new wide mouth container with a top that's so easy to open. You just pull the metal tab on top straight out, then straight up, and pull off the top. You drink right from Chug-a-Mug's wide mouth. Inside, the same great Rheingold Extra Dry you love in cans, bottles, and on tap. Chug-a-Mug holds the same, costs the same as a 12-ounce can. Chug-a-Mug. No glasses, no openers, no deposits.
No fooling?
Is a new way to buy beer. Better get some today.
Chug 'em up, what you say?
What a great way to drink Rheingold beer.
Now Harvey Haddix will come in the game to handle the pitching for the Pirates. Won 1 and lost none. He has yet to start a ball game this year for the Pirates. He has been in 14 games, and they all have been in relief. One win and no losses. The victory was over New York out in Pittsburgh when he went 6 1/3 and gave up just 1 run. New York in the home 7th inning will have Charlie Neal, Larry Bernard, and Jimmy Piersall coming on to hit. The winner in relief in the opening game today, now hoping he can tack up a save in the nightcap. Charlie Neal had a fly ball triple down the right field line to drive a run in his last time up. He goes after a breaking ball in the dirt, strike 1. Harvey Haddock flying some pitches. Breaking ball down in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. Today's game, Tracy Stallard had a perfect game for 4 2/3 innings, but he gave up a walk to Smoky Burgess. Foul ball right back over our broadcasting booth. Think a perfect game, the pitching performance that Harvey Haddock turned in a few years ago against Milwaukee is really something to pop your eyes out. And he wound up losing the game. He hurled 12 perfect innings, then got beaten a 13th. A smash on the ground towards short, glove-handed by Schofield. The peg to first, safe. The ball is off the glove of Donn Clendenon. It was going to be a close play at first, and we'll wait for the scoring. It'll be a base hit for Charlie Neal. Schofield made a good play to get the ball on a glove hand grab, and then his off-balance throw on a close play broke off the glove of Donn Clendenon. It goes as a base hit for Neal, and it brings up Larry Bernard. In the 10th inning of the first game, he singled to get things going, and after Caneo came in to run for him, Rod later came around to score the winning run. Right here, it's the Mets 3 and the Pirates 1. We're in the last half of the 7th. There goes Neal, hit and run, and a foul ball back upstairs and out of play. Goes to work now in the Bucks bullpen along with lefty Bob Beal. Not too many pitchers you can have up there and use a hit and run play. Throw to first, not in time. He's around the bunt, doesn't offer, and the pitch by Haddock is over for a called strike. Now Harvey has a 2-strike count on Larry Bernard. Squared around it about that time as Bailey and Clendenon came racing in toward home. But then he didn't offer at it. 2-strike delivery. The runner goes. Swing and a miss. The peg going down. The slide out at second base. Neal is caught stealing. Ron Brand to the shortstop, Dick Schofield. Striking out. So there are 2 away, nobody on, and Jimmy Piersall coming up. But now striking out into the double play. 2 outs and nobody on. Jimmy Piersall hitting. Jim singled in the 5th inning, driving in a run. He drove in the 2nd run scored today by the Mets this game. Jimmy has drawn a walk, grounded out, and singled in a run. Pitch by Harvey Haddock, the fastball over, strike 1 call. We'll give you a complete rundown on all the scores of the other games at the end of the inning. pop foul over toward the crowd. This will be out of play. Game time tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium, and there are a lot of good seats available. We sure hope they'll be filled up to help the Sandlot kids of New York. The game starts at 8 p.m. Taking a high, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Piersall. Hits and no errors. Pittsburgh, 1 run, 2 hits and no errors. A lot of unusual plays and a lot of very close plays this doubleheader today that have led to some pretty heated arguments. A foul pop-up off to the right. This will be in the crowd. In the opening game, Frank Thomas was thrown out of the game for arguing on the call of a strike. Smoky Burgess vanished in this game on a close play at the plate that went against Pittsburgh. Now the 2-2 pitch. A ground ball hit hard but backhanded by Bailey. He straightens up and throws to Clendenon in time for the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left on. Now 7 innings complete and the score. The Mets 3 and the Pirates 1. Dick Schofield hitting the first pitch, a base hit going into right field. He ripped the curveball. Low line drive going into right. Now Jay Hook and Roger Craig are both going to warm up in the bullpen of the New York Mets. Bill Virdon is the hitter. The Pirates center fielder has fouled out to the catcher, flied to center, and drawn a walk. Now Bernard eyes the runner, then pitches. A little bit low, 1 ball and no strikes. Single to right by Schofield, the first hit given up by Larry Bernard, and only the third of the game for the Bucks. Ground ball down to Harkness. He fires to second. There's 1. Back to first. Safe. Safe at first. Bill Virdon, he's a fast runner, and he got there just in the nick of time. The hitter is Willie Stargell. Stargell has flied to left and twice been struck out. Left-hand batter, he's strong. You got to be careful with him. Inside and low, it's ball 1. Unusual play when he was up in the 6th inning with 2 men down. He was struck out. The ball was dropped by Choo-Choo. Stargell made no effort at all to run it out. Choo-Choo didn't tag him. Next pitch. Ground ball slowly hit beyond the reach of Bernard. Hunt coming up with it. Throws to first in time, and Stargell is out. Now there are 2 away, and Mazeroski comes on to hit. Maz has 1 for 3. The play on Stargell. Choo-Choo rolled the ball back toward the mound. Pirates then started yelling to Stargell to run. And alertly, Charlie Neal picked the ball up near the mound, and by that time, Fernandez had come all the way over to first base on his way to the dugout, and he took the throw. And they beat Stargell to first base. Line drive to left center field, a base hit toward the alley. Around third and scoring, Bill Virdon. It's a 3-2 ball game, and Mazeroski is on with a single. On his way to the mound, he has Jay Hook and Roger Craig both warming up. Jay pitched a brilliant 2-hitter Thursday afternoon in the second game of the doubleheader with Chicago to give the Mets a split in that twin bill. And Roger Craig, who shut out the Pirates for 8 innings in the opener of this doubleheader today, is coming in. Roger Craig, who pitched 8 innings in the first game, back on the firing line now. You can bet anything that he went to Casey and volunteered and said, if you need a pitcher, I'm your man, because Roger is that kind of fella. He is constantly going up to Casey when it's not his turn to start and say, don't hesitate to use me in the bullpen if you need me. Right here, while Craig is warming up, we'll pause for station identification.
This is WGY Schenectady, 810 on your dial, where the time is 30 seconds before 8 o'clock, the temperature 80 degrees.
Now we're set to go as Jerry Lynch steps in. He had a long triple to deep right center field his last time up, driving home Mazeroski. Here's the pitch by Craig, a breaking ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. That's with an outfield of Jim Hickman, Jimmy Piersall, and Ed Kranepool play him deep and around toward right. Under the knees, ball 2 and the count 2-0. Now Roger Craig with a 2-0 count on Jerry Lynch steps off. Mazeroski, the base runner. He's the tying run for the Bucks if they can bring him around. A foul ball back toward the screen. No play at the count 2-1. This has been a well-pitched doubleheader. Tugs on the bill of the cap. Lynch waving that bat around. Now Cox at the pitch to him. He pops it up. Calling for it is Charlie Neal, maybe Choo-Choo. And who's going to get it? Choo-Choo makes the catch. And it was in fair territory. Little concern there for a moment as Choo-Choo and Neal were not getting together on it. But at the last moment, Choo-Choo, who had pointed to Neal, then elected to go ahead and get it. So Roger Craig comes in to gut Jerry Lynch, and the side is out. In the 8th inning, 1 run. There were 2 hits. No errors, 1 left on. And now at the end of 7 1/2, the score, the Mets 3 and the Pirates 2. Tim Harkness, the batter, takes the pitch from the kitten Harvey Haddix inside and low. It's ball 1. Mets here hoping they can pick up an insurance tally for Craig to work with in the 9th inning. They lead the Bucks 3-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tim 0 for 3. Hit the ball well his last time up. Foul ball off the fist, a pop-up back toward the dugout. Brand hurries back and grabs it in foul territory for the out. 1 away and nobody on in the last half of the 8th inning. In the 9th inning, Pittsburgh will have Ron Brand, Donn Clendenon, and Bob Bailey coming up to hit. He's 0 for 2 and has drawn a walk. A base hit going through the hole to left field. He timed his swing just right. Hit a curveball sharply. That is the second hit given up by Harvey Haddix. Now here's Jim Hickman in the cleanup spot. grounder down the third base line. This was a good doubleheader for Duke Snider. Duke hit a home run, his 9th of the year in the opening ball game, and hiked his career total to 398. And he hit a long triple to deep right center in the 6th inning and later scored in this game. One out and one on, home 8th inning. Left-hander Harvey Haddock, third hurler used by Murtaugh, pegged to first, not in time. Now the pitch on the way. Foul ball back into the screen. A 2-strike count on Jim Hickman. Next Sunday, it's a doubleheader against the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals right now have the beefiest attack going in the National League. They have 3 of the top 4 hitters in the circuit. Here's the 2-strike pitch. He held up in time on a breaking ball down low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wes Covington leads the National League in batting, but Dick Gross, Bill White, and Ken Boyer are 2, 3, and 4. First by Haddock, not in time. Ron practically standing on the base. Eddie Kranepool is the on-deck hitter. Pitching 1 and 2. Foul ball in behind Cookie on the lines of third, and the count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the Polo grounds this year, the Mets have won 14 and lost 11. 3 games over 500. Now Haddock checks the runner at first. In comes his pitch. Ground ball bounced on the left side of the diamond, taken by Bailey over to second for 1, on to first. Safe at first base. They get the force play on Ron Hunt, but Mazeroski is pegged to Clendenon, not in time for Jim Hickman. 2 down now. A runner on first, and the batter is Eddie Kranepool. Eddie has lined to center, drawn a walk, and taken a call third strike. He had 2 for 2 in the opening game. He has it in the glove hand. Throws to first, and the Mets are out in the last of the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And now 8 innings complete. The Lions score New York 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. And the Pittsburgh Pirates 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Of the 1963 revised edition of the New York Mets yearbook. Mr. Met, that happy little citizen of baseball, is on the front cover, and inside of the revised edition, you'll find pictures and backed with biographical sketches on Duke Snider, Eddie Kranepool, Ron Hunt, and Carl Willie. Also, illustrations and stories about beautiful Shea Stadium, the new home of the New York Mets, and that fabulous scoreboard, the Stadiorama scoreboard. Those of you who do not as yet have one in your baseball library, to obtain your copy by mail, simply send 50 cents to Met Yearbook, Polo Grounds, New York 39, New York. Doubleheader is over now at Comiskey Park. The Red Sox and the White Sox split a doubleheader. Red Sox won the opener 11-9 on an 8th inning home run by Carl Yastrzemski. But the White Sox came back to gain the split by winning behind Juan Pizarro 10-9 in the nightcap. Rookie Wilbur Wood was the loser. Now here we go in the ninth inning with Ron Brand leading off against Craig. Foul ball back to the screen. Both teams have received strong pitching in this doubleheader. Tracy Stallard hurled no hit ball for over 6 innings. Next pitch on the way to Brand, just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brand, a right-hand batter. The pitch by Craig. A line drive may be caught. Fernandez grabs it. He backs into the grass. The ball wasn't hit too hard. It was on a line, but not too hard, and Chico had time to back up and grab it. 1 away now in the top of the ninth inning. The hitter is Clendenon. He has struck out, hit into a force play, and reached safely on a force play. Clendenon 0 for 3, batting at .279. Casey has Jay Hook and Al Jackson both keeping their arms ready in the bullpen. Ninth inning, 1 out and nobody on. First game today, Pittsburgh tied it up 1-1 in the ninth inning. The only run they got off Roger Craig. That's wanted in the last of the 10th inning. Outfield deep against Clendenon. He has good power. Piersall chases him toward left center. Inside and low. Ball 2, 2-0 on Clendenon. Braves are here to open a series Tuesday night. 2-game series. The concluding game of the Bobtail series on Wednesday afternoon. Now the 2-0 pitch. Foul back to the screen. No play. It's 2-1. Milwaukee pitcher on Tuesday night will be lefty Bob Henley. He beat the Mets and Roger Craig in a 10-inning game out at County Stadium, 1-0. 2-1 delivery. Strike on the outside corner. He had him leaning. And the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Give Roger Craig a large E for effort in this one. After working 8 innings in the opener, he's back trying to save this one in relief. Now Clendenon asks for time, and he takes a stroll. Roger over the head, the 2-2 pitch. Inside and high. He had to get out of the way in a hurry on that one. So we have a full count of 3-2 on Donn Clendenon. That's wanted in the last of the 10th inning. Outfield deep against Clendenon. He has good power. Piersall chases him toward left center. Inside and low. Ball 2, 2-0 on Clendenon. Braves are here to open a series Tuesday night. 2-game series. The concluding game of the Bobtail series on Wednesday afternoon. Now the 2-0 pitch. Foul back to the screen. No play. It's 2-1. Milwaukee pitcher on Tuesday night will be lefty Bob Henley. He beat the Mets and Roger Craig in a 10-inning game out at County Stadium, 1-0.
Craig on the outside corner. He had him waiting. And the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Give Roger Craig a large E for effort in this one. After working 8 innings in the opener, he's back trying to save this one in relief. Now Clendenon asks for time, and he takes a stroll. Roger over the head, the 2-2 pitch. Inside and high. He had to get out of the way in a hurry on that one. So we have a full count of 3-2 on Donn Clendenon. Roger working very cautiously to Clendenon, as he will have to Bob Bailey, because both are strong. Now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Serve outside and low, and the Bucks have the tying run on. Now the hitter is third baseman Bailey. Now Craig up in pitching position. Delivers. A drive in the air to left field, running hard for the Hickman. It'll be a base hit. He has to play the carom off the wall. On his way to third goes Clendenon, racing for second base Bailey. He's in with a double. A double to left by Bob Bailey. And now the Pirates, with 1 out, have the tying run on third, the leading run on second. And let's see who comes out to hit. It's going to be Harvey Hattie. Harvey, a good hitter. They're going to let him hit. When he pitched against New York out in Pittsburgh, he had a long triple to left center. Only other pinch hitter left over there for Danny Murtaugh would be Jim Pagliarone, right-handed batting catcher. So let's see how they're going to play it. Casey has a left-hander and a right-hander. Jackson Hook warming up. And Harvey Hattie steps in. He's a good hitter. Let's have to bring the left side of the infield in. Here's the windup, pitched by Craig. A slow grounder off the mound comes Roger Craig. He fires to first. Here comes Clendenon. Was fired home. He's out. The ball is dropped. The game is tied up. Choo-Choo drops the ball after he had him tagged down, and the game is tied. Clendenon, 6'4", 205 pounds, couldn't slide. He just ran right over Choo-Choo. Choo-Choo standing a foot in front of the plate on the third base side, tagged him out. But when Clendenon bowled him over, he couldn't hold on to it. So it's tied up, 3-3 in the ninth inning. Craig went off the mound. He fielded the slow roller near third. He threw on to first in time to get Harvey Hattie. Clendenon broke for the plate, and Harkness made a real good throw to Choo-Choo, and they had the ball there. But Choo-Choo was simply run over like a small compact car getting run over by a truck. And after tagging him out, he couldn't hold it when he was hit so hard. To Choo-Choo Coleman. Harkness gets an assist on the play. Now Schofield is hitting with the leading run on third for the Bucks. So Tracy Stallard can neither win nor lose. He was the starter and pitched very well in the game. Had a no-hitter for 6 innings. Right now, the big concern is Dick Schofield. Craig winding. Here's his pitch to him. It's over a strike on the inside corner. Well, the doubleheader was over for about 1 second. Choo-Choo had Clendenon tagged out, but Clendenon, coming at him at full speed, was caught dead to rights and didn't slide, tried to come in standing up, and he just bowled Choo-Choo over, and as Choo-Choo came over on his back, he hit hard, and the ball popped out of his mitt. 1 ball and 1 strike
strike on Dick Schofield. Schofield has one hit, a single to right, and 4 times up. 3-3. Bailey leading off third. The pitch by Craig. A bounce foul on the ground, coming back on the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little Elroy Faith, the losing pitcher in the opening game, is staying up again in the bullpen. He'll be out to pitch in the last half of the ninth. No, he won't. Beg your pardon. Harvey Haddix did hit for himself. He stays in the game, of course. Count now on Dick Schofield. Dick, a switch hitter, batting left against Craig. Roger over the head. Down comes the arm. Bounced foul. He barely got a piece of a curveball. And the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Clendenon scored. Now he leads down the line in foul territory. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dick Schofield. Now as Roger works deliberately, Schofield decides to step out on him. Now Roger's ready. Winds and pitches. A drive hit foul toward the upper deck. It'll be out of play. Shot up over the scoreboard and into the upper deck, but it was foul by about 20 yards. Dick Schofield. Pitch to the plate. A high pop fly to short left center. Fernandez is backpedaling. Chico's getting there. Has it, and the bat is out. So we'll go to the last of the ninth inning, tied up. In the ninth inning, 1 run, which will be unearned. 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. The score at the end of 8.5 innings. The Pirates 3 and the Mets 3. Last of the ninth inning here in the Polo grounds. The game tied 3-3. In the first game today, Pittsburgh tied the game in the ninth inning 1-1. Then New York won it in the 10th inning 2-1. Bucks with an unearned run have tied it up in the ninth inning. Choo-Choo certainly isn't totally to blame, though, although he had him tagged out. The doubleheader was over for a second. It'd be awful hard for anyone to hold on to the ball when they were bowled over the way he was bowled over by Donn Clendenon. Chico Fernandez fouls it off, strike 1. Chico went 3 for 3 in the first game. He's 0 for 3 in this one. Harvey Haddix, the third Pittsburgh hurler. He took over in the 7th inning. In 2 innings of relief, Harvey has allowed no runs, given up 2 hits. The veteran southpaw winds and pitches. Swing and a miss on a high hard one, strike 2. Now Haddix out in front on the count, and it's fouled high in the air. Racing back is Ron Brand, but this one is out of his reach. And Chico stays alive in a 2-strike count. Choo-Choo Coleman is out on deck. Then Charlie Neal. Now Haddix into his windup. 2 strike pitch. He struck against left-hander. Outside, ball one. Now Haddock delivers to Coleman. Outside and low, ball two. Choo-Choo has 2 for 3. Single to right in the second, single to right in the fifth, and took a call third strike in the sixth inning. New York 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Pittsburgh 3, 5-0. Low, ball 3. Now Jay Hook goes back to work in the bullpen. Basically wanting somebody ready in the event he gets down to the number 9 spot in his batting order. 3-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner, 3-1. Unless the Mets can win it here in the home ninth inning, both games of this doubleheader go into extra innings. Now Harvey wags the glove. He's over the head, and here's the pitch on the way. Ball 4 is outside and low. The winning run is on. Charlie Neal coming on to hit now. Choo-Choo, the winning run is at first base with 1 down. Charlie has 2 for 3. Fly ball triple down the right field line. He scored a run. And an infield hit of the 7th inning. Pitch to Neal. He had to move his back foot low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Choo-Choo Coleman. Here's the pitch on the way. Neal takes it and it breaks over for a call strike. A throw to first, not in time. Well, baseball can be an exasperating game at times and always a game of inches. Roger Craig was convinced he had Donn Clendenon picked off. Here's the pitch on the way. Foul ball back to the screen. 1-2 now on Charlie Neal. But on a very close play, he was called safe by Jocko. He later raced to third on Bailey's double, then scored and went after being tagged out. To end the doubleheader for about 1 second, Choo-Choo was bowled over by Clendenon and the ball popped out of his glove. 1-2 now on Charlie Neal. Haddock checks the runner. Now the pitch on the way. In the dirt, there goes Choo-Choo. Here's the pick going down the slide. Save! Breaking ball in the dirt. It'll go as a wild pitch. It was blocked by Ron Brand and just went right out in front of the plate. He pounced on it in a hurry. And it took all the speed that Choo-Choo had to get him there. He was safe on a close play as Brand takes down to Schofield. Now Danny Murtaugh's going to the mound. The winning run is now on second. The count on Charlie Neal is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So now Danny Murtaugh wants to gather his infield around and decide how they're going to play it. And the play they're going to make right here is to bring Roy Faith on in relief. Faith coming in with a count of 2-2 and the winning run on second. So while he makes the trip to the mound, let's pause for station identification. He was Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner. Little Roy Faith coming in from the bullpen. He'll be taking over with a 2-2 count on Charlie Neal. Choo-Choo Coleman racing to second after the curve by Haddock broke in the dirt and bounced out in front of the plate. In other games today, the Houston Colt 45 got 2 runs in the 17th inning and beat the Milwaukee Braves 3-1. Bob Bruce and Hal Woodishick combined to shut out Milwaukee the last 14 innings of that game. Ron Boucher was the loser and Woodishick the winner. The Phillies and Cubs split their doubleheader. Philadelphia winning 5-2 behind McClay. Cubs winning 3-2 with Barney Schultz the winner in relief. That game, by the way, was played under protest by Gene Mock of Philadelphia. At St. Louis, Willie Mays hit 3 home runs and Orlando Cepeda hit 1. The Giants beat St. Louis 6-4 with Marichal winning. Cincinnati down the Dodgers 5-2. Jim O'Toole winning his 9th game of the year. Padres was the loser. The Cleveland Indians swept the Yankees 2 games, winning 5-0 and 7-2. Clearly pitched the shutout, and Sam McDowell went all the way to win the 2nd game. Washington beat Kansas City in 10 innings, 6-4. Jim Coates, the winner in relief. The loser was Willis. The game was won on a 2-run homer by Chuck Hinton in the 10th inning. They had a real slugfest in Chicago in their first game today. The Red Sox finally got a 2-run homer from Carl Yastrzemski in the 8th inning, and they beat the White Sox 11-9. There were 5 home runs in the game. But Chicago gained a split by winning the nightcap 10-0 on a 4-hitter by Juan Bizarro, with rookie Wilbur Wood the loser. Detroit got 4 runs over the last 3 innings to come from behind and beat Minnesota 7-6. Terry Fox the winner and Frank Sullivan the loser. Allison, Kaline, Killebrew, and Calavito homers. And the Angels down the Orioles 8-2. Dean Katz the winner and Robin Roberts the loser. Now Roy Faith, the losing pitcher in relief in the first game today, is ready to go to work. He worked 2 1/3 in the opening game, allowed 1 run and 3 hits. Here's the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Now Casey brings Sammy Taylor in from the bullpen to be available for pinch hitting. Charlie Neal struck out by Roy Faith. Now there are 2 away, and let's see if Sammy Taylor is going to be the hitter. Sammy just came in from the bullpen. Elroy Faith gets credit for the strikeout. Sammy Taylor coming out to hit for Roger Craig. As a pinch hitter, Sammy knocks in a run. They're going to put him on. First base is open, so they'll purposely walk Sammy Taylor. That'll bring up Jimmy Piersall. In the first game, in the 10th inning, Piersall sacrificed against Roy Faith and moved the runner along. Rod Canillo came home with the winning run, but Jerry Lynch and Bill Virdon collided in left center field. There's ball 4 outside. Taylor gets the intentional pass. Frank Thomas is coming out to bat for Jimmy Piersall. Neal will come in the game as a runner for Sammy Taylor and then probably go to the outfield if the game extends into extra innings. So Frank Thomas is coming on to hit for Jimmy Piersall. Whereas Coleman, the winning run, is on second. Rod Canillo is now running for Sammy Taylor. Faith is the relief pitcher. 4th hurler used by Danny Murtaugh. Now here's Faith into the stretch. Pitch to Thomas. Outside and low, it's ball 1. Game tied 3-3, last half of the 9th inning. Coleman on second and Canillo on first. 2 men away. Up in position, delivers a foul ball back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike to Frank Thomas. to second base. 2 men are down, last half of the ninth inning. Thomas standing right on top of the plate. Swishing the bat around, waiting on his former Pittsburgh teammate, Roy Faith. The 1-1 pitch. Outside and low, it's ball 2, 2-1. Tim Harkness is the on-deck batter. Now Elroy has his sign from Ron Brand. Looks the runners back. The pitch thrown, a swing and a miss, and the count 2-2. To the 10th inning, Jay Hook will be coming in to take over the pitching. This is certainly one of the smallest batteries in baseball. Elroy Faith and Ron Brand of the Pirates both stand 5'7". Now Choo-Choo with a short lead off second, waiting on Faith to get up in pitching position. Now he's into the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. A high pop foul out of play. Back upstairs. Harvey Haddix walked Choo-Choo Coleman with 1 out here in the last of the ninth inning. And Choo-Choo legged it into second on a wild pitch, a curveball that broke in the dirt. They made a play for him, and it was close to second base. Sammy Taylor came up to hit for Roger Craig, and they put him on, and Keneal is running for him. The count 2-2. The pitch thrown, fork ball outside and low, and the string is out 3-2. Now Choo-Choo will be off and running. So will Rod Keneal, but the one that counts is Choo-Choo. He represents the winning run if the Mets can come up with that base hit. Frank Thomas cocks the bat. Face into the stretch. The runners lead away. Here's the pitch on the way. Foul ball back into the screen, no play. Elroy working up the new ball. 2 outs, last of the ninth, game tied 3-3. 2 men on, 3-2 on Frank Thomas, hitting for Piersall. Now Faith into the stretch. And the pitch on the way. Fouled again off the fifth, back up to the screen. Elroy made a real good pitch that time, and Frank just managed to get a piece of it off the bat handle and stay alive. Who has been in sticky situations many times. Once again checks in with his battery mate Ron Brown. Choo-Choo leading off second. Keneal off first, 3-2 the count. Thomas waiting. Here's the pitch to him. In the dirt, ball 4. The bases are loaded. Thomas walks on 3-2, and it brings up Tim Harkness. The Mets have drawn here in the last of the ninth inning, so Harkness is up with 2 down. The winning run is now 90 feet away. Now Faith will be working with a full windup. No, he's going to work for the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball over, a strike call to Tim Harkness. Tim 0 for 4. Schofield, the shortstop, shaded over towards second against Harkness. The outfielder right. Now the pitch on the way. A ground ball down to first. Clendenon takes it on a hop. He makes the unassisted play, and here we go again into extra innings. In the ninth inning for New York, no runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left on. Elroy Faith came on the scene with 1 down. He gets credit for 2/3 of the inning. Pittsburgh has now used Al McBean for 5, Tommy Sisk for 1, Harvey Haddix for 2 1/3, and Roy Faith for 2/3 of an inning. And Jay Hook is coming in from the bullpen. He'll take over now for New York. Roger Craig, pitching 1 1/3, gave up 1 run. It was unearned. Allowed 1 hit. Walked 1 and struck out none. So each team has used a total of 4 pitchers in the game, and we'll check the changes for the New York Mets. Rod Camille has gone to center field. Rod came in as a runner for Sammy Taylor and stays in the ball game to play center field. That means he's hitting 9th. Jay Hook coming in the ball game will now be in the number 1 spot in the batting order. Tomorrow night at Yankee Stadium, the Mayor's Trophy game, both teams will be fielding their regular lineups in a game for a very worthwhile cause. Good seats available, and we hope that many of the Mets fans will be at the Yankee Stadium tomorrow night to root for the Mets in their game with the Yankees, because the winner of this one, the kids that play Sandlot baseball in the metropolitan area. Right now, Casey is with Ken Burkhardt going over the lineup changes, while Jay Hook throws in his warm-up. The 9-inning totals: New York 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Pittsburgh 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Doubleheader was actually over for a split second. Bill Virdon will be leading off in the top of the 10th inning against Jay Hook. Thursday afternoon, Memorial Day, in the second game of the doubleheader against Chicago, Jay Hook went all the way to stymie the Chicago Cubs on just 2 base hits in winning his second game of the year. Bill Virdon is 0 for 3. However, he reached on a force play in the 8th inning and later scored the second Pittsburgh run. Both of these games today, the Pirates got a single run in the 9th inning to tie it. Now Jay Hook into his windup. The pitch to Virdon, too high. It's ball 1. Virdon waiting. Tries a curve. It's outside and low. Ball 2, 2-0. To the left-hand hitter, a ground ball past the mound, a base hit going into center field for Bill Virdon. Bill Virdon has led off the 10th inning with a single, and coming on to hit will be Willie Stargell. Jay Hook up against the middle of his Pittsburgh Pirates batting order now in the 10th inning. Stargell hitting 3rd, Mazeroski 4th, and Jerry Lynch 5th. Stargell hitting .273. He's 0 for 4 in this game. Let's look for the bunt. Charlie Neal in close at 3rd. He's around the bunt. Bunt is in the air. Caught by Jay Hook. He throws to first, not in time. Beautiful catch by Hook. Jay had to leave his feet running to the first baseline. He had to leave his feet, dive through the air. He caught it just before it hit the ground, rolled over, and came up with it. So Stargell was out trying to move the runner, and the hitter now is Mazeroski. They scrambled to his feet as fast as he could and threw the hunt, trying to get a double play, but Virdon was back. Mazeroski 2 for 4 in the game. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Al Jackson has gone back to work in the bullpen for New York. New York 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Pittsburgh 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Now the ball is lobbed over to first by Jay. Let's have the infield at double play depth. The outfield around toward left against right-hand batter Bill Mazeroski. Curve hit on the ground to shortstop. Fernandez to Hunt. There's one. Hunt on to Harkness, double play. That's making the 50th double play of the year, and it came off as smooth as silk. In the 10th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. Now at the end of 10 and a half innings, the score, the Pirates 3 and the Mets 3. Well, you know, you've heard us say it's beer as beer should taste. Well, think of that for a minute. Isn't that what you want in a beer? Don't you want a beer that's refreshingly dry to the taste, with a flavor that's brisk and bright and clean clear through? Well, that is Rheingold. Rheingold is brewed to be just that. Brewed of the choicest ingredients, brewed the long, slow, costlier way, Rheingold is everything you look for in beer. Dry tells you why. Yes, sir, extra dry means Rheingold's a better beer. And the more refreshing a beer is, well, the more you're going to enjoy it. So enjoy fine, cool Rheingold beer. Join the millions who have made Rheingold New York's largest selling beer. Ed Kranepool coming up against Roy Faith in the last of the 10th inning with a chance to win it. Ron got a base hit his last time up. He slashed one through the hole in the left field. 1 for 3, also reached on a walk. Little Roy Faith out of his windup, now the pitch. He misses with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Hitting 274. Now Ron Brand setting up the target. Pitch to Hunt. Inside and high. He had to get his head out of the way on that one. 2 balls and no strikes. Both teams have received outstanding pitching in this doubleheader. Count on Ron Hunt. Ball 3, it's outside, and now Faith goes behind him 3-0. Jim Hickman waiting in the on-deck circle. Faith was the loser and Bernard the winner, and the 10th inning opener taken by the Mets 2-1. Roger Craig blanked Pittsburgh for 8 innings in the first game. They got 1 in the 9th to tie it. It's over for a call strike. Hunt started towards first and is called back now by Kenny Burkhardt. And Ron is upset by the call. The Times that has been stickier than a persimmon pie around here today. 3-1 pitch on the way. A strike on the outside corner, 3-2. Nobody out, last half of the 10th inning. Now the payoff pitch. A fly ball to straightaway center field. Ambling back Bill Virdon, he's under it now, and has it 1 man away. So Roy Faith behind on Hunt 3-0 comes back to get him out, and that'll bring up Jim Hickman. Jim coming on for the second time. Hit a ground ball down to third into a force play his only time up. Still leading the New York Mets in RBIs with 23. Duke Snider is now the runner-up with 20, and Duke has hit 9 home runs. It's to Hickman, a high fly ball. It's deep to left field. It's way back toward the wall. It's gone, a home run. The game is over. Comes out of the dugout to pat Jim Hickman on the back as he crosses home plate. A sweep of the twin bill by the New York Mets. A tremendous home run by Jim Hickman. For Jim, his 6th of the year. It comes with 1 out and nobody on in the last half of the 10th inning. 2 10-inning victories today, 2-1 and 4-3. That home run that Jim Hickman just pelted was was hit out by the bullpen in left center field and back into the lower grandstand. One of the longest home runs that Jim has hit all year. He didn't pull that when he hit it to left center, but he hit it a ton, and it brings a double win to the New York Mets. So the day comes to a very happy ending for Casey and his Mets as they sweep the doubleheader from Pittsburgh to square the 4-game series. Tomorrow night they'll have the Mayor's Trophy game at Yankee Stadium, and then on Tuesday night they will open a doubleheader. They will open a 2-game series, beg your pardon, with the Milwaukee Braves with a night game Tuesday night and a day game on Wednesday. We'll have the wrap-up and the line score for you in just a moment. Well, you know, popularity like Rheingold has doesn't just happen. It's a result of millions of people agreeing that Rheingold has what they want in beer. A refreshing difference they can recognize right off. And two little words tell you what the difference is. The two words, extra dry. Yes, sir, extra dry tells you Rheingold is beer as beer should taste. Brisk and bright and clean clear through. That's Rheingold beer for you, and it is the beer for you. Rheingold is a better beer because it's the dry beer. A wonderful beer for those wonderful days we all like to enjoy. Even the flavor has a sparkle to it. You'll find that out with your very first glass of Rheingold Extra Dry. So why not do it right now? Join the millions who say, my beer is Rheingold, the dry beer. Yes, sir, think of Rheingold whenever you buy beer. Buy some now, the first chance you get, and discover the difference that dry makes. Ask for Rheingold Extra Dry. Well, Jim Hickman is the man of the hour with a tremendous home run belted off Roy Face to give the New York Mets a sweep of the doubleheader in two well-played, extremely well-pitched ball games. The Mets won the opening game in 10 innings by a score of 2-1. It was a mound duel between Roger Craig and Vernon Law. Roger shut out Pittsburgh for 8 innings, gave up 1 run in the ninth. That tied the game. Larry Bernard took over and slammed the door on Pittsburgh. The Mets won it in the last half of the 10th. The rally was started by Bernard with a base hit. So Bernard was the winner in relief of Roger in the opening game. Fine pitching in this game for both teams. Tracy Stallard hurled superb baseball. He had a no-hitter for 6 innings. He weakened in the 7th, gave up 1 run. Larry Bernard came on. Larry in 1 2/3 gave up 1 run. Roger Craig gave up just an unearned run in an inning and a third, and Jay Hook got him out in the 10th inning, and Jay will pick up the victory. Hickman's last home run came on the 12th of May off Jim Owen. This was a game-winning wallop and a big one. Here's the line score. New York 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 8 left on. Pittsburgh 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 7 left. The winner is Jay Hook. Jay winning his second game in 4 days. He hurled a 2-hitter to beat the Cubs on Thursday afternoon, Memorial Day. Jay now has won 3 and lost 5. Roy Face, the loser in both games of this doubleheader today, he now has won 2 and lost 5. So a mighty happy day in the Polo Grounds for the New York Mets. Before a paid crowd of 18,844, they win a doubleheader, both games going 2 10 innings.